Yep.
Doesn't it look funny?
I'm surprised they didn't have a blueberry already.
It seems kind of obvious, right?
Yeah, but
Dickheads.
for him, they got it. All right, so we got some stories to share. We're going to go to the Golden Globes. Sean Penn, who was at the Golden Globes for One Battle After Another, which, by the way, he's great in that movie. It's a weird movie, and his character is twisted and bizarre, but he is great. But he's under fire for lighting up while he was at the Golden Globes. He made the rounds on the internet, pictures or videos of him, made the rounds on the internet with viewers pointing out Penn was smoking throughout the ceremony.
He does that all the time. He'll go on interview shows and light up.
He doesn't care.
He's got a severe, he's just lighting. One goes out and he's using that one to light a new one.
Seated next to his co-star Leonardo DiCaprio, it was obvious someone was indulging in the vice with cigarette butts clearly extinguished in a glass in front of Penn. Vanity Fair writer Rebecca Ford also reported that a director at the ceremony witnessed Penn light up inside the theater right at his table. Penn didn't win the Best Supporting Actor category, but the film, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, still took home big wins for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, and Best Supporting Actress for co-star Teyana Taylor. But California's 2024 clean air law states smoking indoors is prohibited, so it is unclear at this time if Penn will receive any punishment from the Golden Globes or the Beverly Hilton where the ceremony took place.
Gentleman at that other table is smoking.
I think California was the first place in the country.
They're crazy for this.
Yeah.
Something must be done.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question because me personally, I love that he doesn't give an F. I do.
He's just sitting right on top of other people.
Yeah, he's sitting right on top of other people.
Don't give an F away from everyone else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he doesn't care. I mean, and honestly, he's sitting around other people who are, have some clout. And if they really gave an F, they'd be like, dude, put that F's out, I
don't know what the story is.
But it's Sean Penn. They're allowing him to do that because it's the halo effect thing. You let him get away with it because he's super famous and he's been in a lot of stuff that you love.
I just kind of got.
But if that was Joe Schmo, you'd be like, dude, put that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
I wouldn't. I
probably, I would.
Yeah. I probably would.
I'm surprised. I mean, literally, that California might have been the first state to enact this kind of rule, and that nobody in the complex. But I think he's getting the pass. But you think somebody would have said, "Excuse me, sir."
Me personally, I love the smell of a burning cigarette.
Yeah,
I do.
But that's what I would call a dick move.
Yeah.
This is being a dick. So, all right, Glenn Powell attended this year's Golden Globes with his parents, but he was later spotted leaving with them and girlfriend Michelle Randolph. A pretty big milestone in the couple's relationship. Powell joked on the carpet that his parents are now his non-negotiable plus ones, adding that they're the staples of the Globes. Though he didn't win Best Male Actor, Musical, or Comedy TV, Powell said being nominated alongside Steve Martin and Martin Short was an honor, adding that the two of those guys got me into this thing in the first place. Glenn, his parents, and Maya all went off to party together after the big show. Randolph, known for 1923 and Landman, was previously linked to Greg Sulkin, but they are officially.
She's a knockout. I think that he's his star's certainly risen. He needs to make a couple of better selections now. Mm-hmm. Everyone was hoping The Running Man would be good, and it turned out to not be so good. So, he's got heat now. Hope he can capitalize.
I mean, you would think that The Running Man would be a good selection.
Yeah.
But I guess I haven't seen it, so
neither have I. I can't speak. Maybe it's awesome.
George Clooney called Quentin Tarantino cruel after Tarantino dismissed Paul Dano as weak sauce and There Will Be Blood and said that he didn't care for, this is Tarantino, he didn't care for actors Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard. But accepting an AARP award, Clooney defended them, saying, I would be honored to work with those actors. He said, we are living in a time of cruelty. We don't need to be adding to it. Dano has gotten a ton of support in the weeks following Tarantino's comments. Simu Liu had come out to defend Dano, posting on social media that he's an incredible actor. And the writer of upcoming The Batman Part 2, Mattson Tomlin, also praised Dano, sharing, not only is he a terrific actor, but he's an astonishing director who exudes control and tremendous empathy. The Batman director, Matt Reeves, said that he was an incredible actor and an incredible person. And Ben Stiller joined in as well, calling him brilliant.
He was great in The Batman and in the other stuff that he's been in. I mean, and so you may not have agreed with the choice that the director took for There Will Be Blood, but, that's the way they went. But he's a good actor. We thought he was going to be sort of artsy and snooty.
Kind of dark
But he was totally cool.
Yeah, when he came by here, he was really nice, easy to talk to, light, fun conversation. He was cool. So, yeah. But anyhow, George Clooney's got his back.
Like it.
Robin Wright had an awkward but friendly mix-up with Derek Hoff when she realized that she thought that his sister, Julianne Hoff, was his wife, saying, wait, you're the brother of Julianne? I love her. Wright doubled down on the Golden Globes red carpet confession to the Extra host, confessing, when I first saw her dance, I was like, they're married. Hoff laughed off the comments and replied simply, I've got that sometimes.
You look very sexual with your sister.
The actress then showered the siblings with praise, telling them you guys are amazing together. I follow you guys on Instagram and watch you guys move. She gushed about their dance chemistry.
She might have been distracted, Preston, because her ex-husband was openly smoking.
She just wasn't in her right mind.
I can't focus.
Yeah. Will Ferrell is a frequent spectator at Los Angeles Kings hockey games. But when pop star BB Rexha sat next to him recently, it made things extra special, and the both of them were mic'd up. The singer seemed fairly into the game, screaming out various players' names and getting psyched as the action ramped up. And there was still time for small talk, though. And after Rexha joked that she was going to start Googling single Kings players, the comedian asked if she would consider dating a referee. Remember, he was dressed as a ref last week. First, Rexha said, hell no, but immediately saw one on the ice that changed her mind. She said, yeah, I'd take 23. She also told her friend sitting on the other side how pumped she was to be sitting next to the actor. She said, I can't believe I'm sitting next to Will Ferrell at a Kings game. That's kind of iconic.
So who's surrounding the court now? Who's Nicholson? Jack Nicholson always used to be seen, I guess with the Lakers.
Games,
yeah. You don't see a lot.
In L.A. specifically?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the big celebs are at games these days that are the go-to diehard fans. I mean, like, it was always Spike Lee at the Knicks games, and Jack at the Lakers games. Those are like the two biggies that you could always count on.
They're like Timothy Chalamet. I know he's a huge Knicks fan.
Massive Knicks fan.
Yeah, but, you might see him courtside at Lakers games.
Yeah. So it looks like Sophia Richie is going to be a boy mom. On Sunday, the model shared a few photos on her Instagram stories from the baby shower her friends threw her over the weekend. And in one photo, Richie poses for the camera with a caption saying, showering boy mama to be. She also posted a photo of her place setting, which held name cards for herself and her daughter, Eloise. And she said, celebrating Eloise soon-to-be brother. And Richie and her husband, Elliot Grange, married in 2023, and Eloise arrived in May of 2024. So she got another one on the way.
I'm drawing a blank on who the hell Sophia Richie is.
I
was thinking it was Nicole Richie.
Right.
That's not the same
That's
Richie.
She's a model.
Okay.
And when I first started reading the story, I thought the same thing myself.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll just keep going with this.
So she's a daughter of Lionel Richie.
That's it.
And then she is a sister of Nicole Richie, but Nicole Richie, if you remember, was adopted.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
So they're siblings, but not
yeah.
necessarily blood siblings. Okay. Actress Thora Birch. Haven't heard her name in a long time. She and her husband, Michael Benton Adler, had a fiery confrontation with an autograph seeker in Beverly Hills following the BAFTA Tea Party on Saturday. In a video of the face-off, Adler, who obviously has had enough of the quote-unquote fan, claims that the man had been stalking them all weekend. And at one point, Adler grabbed photos the man wanted signed and ripped them up, all while Birch gets into it verbally, yelling, I'll effing knock you out.
It's a little girl from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. After a while, Birch and Adler walk off with the man following them wanting compensation for the torn up pictures.
So this guy was specifically trying to get Hocus Pocus photos signed. He's one of these guys who gets them signed in bulk and sells them.
Yeah, eventually everyone calmed down enough for the actor to sign for the man, with the couple telling TMZ later, as we left an event, my wife Thora was accosted by a professional autograph seeker who followed us to our car from a private area, adding that they wish to apologize for their part in the incident. So, but listen, they hound people.
I apologize.
And that's her apologizing.
Yeah.
But they hound people.
Voice. They do. And a lot of times you'll see celebrities bypass those people who are in the market to sell autographed pictures, and they'll actually go to the real fans and sign them.
Yeah. But sometimes the real fans get caught up in that getting left behind thing too, and it's like,
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're in Philadelphia, right? This is LA. This is a different area where all the celebs are. We've seen it here. We've seen it in this building when we've had people in the studio.
True. People come by.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, there have been some altercations that have happened in front of the building.
Who was who had the most activity from Star Poll over the years? Do you remember? Was it?
I mean,
Travolta?
listen, maybe Travolta, but like I know that when we had Carabono in from Stranger Things, we had to kind of have her go out a side door.
Yeah.
And a dude saw they had a black car or whatever, like a Lincoln Navigator or whatever. It was in the parking lot and saw that it went to a different entrance and then like chased it down. And then so I was escorting them out of the building, and they met us. This person met us in the lobby, and
Did you have Hidden Fist ready to go?
Well, I kind of, but like, she didn't have a security detail.
No,
with
she
her.
did
had
not.
like a publicist or
Yeah.
whatever.
You know what we need to do? And here's what we need to do. And we need to have this here in our building at the ready. We need to get like a gurney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you put the drape, or you put a cloth over the body, over the face and everything. They'll just think it's
Dead
somebody
body.
died
Yeah.
and we're rolling them out.
Yeah.
I think it's something to work on. All right, one of the cinematic touchstones of the 80s is returning to the big screen for one special weekend. For Valentine's Day, the rom-com Pretty in Pink returns to theaters. The film starring Molly Ringwald, John Cryer, James Spader, and Andrew McCarthy was released on February 28th, 1986, and will be celebrating its 40th anniversary.
How about that?
The showings will be February 13th through the 16th.
I've never seen it.
I've seen. I like it a lot. I like 16 Candles more.
Okay.
Yeah.
16 Candles is definitely more fun. This is more dramatic.
It is.
It has
A lot
funny,
more heartfelt.
funny moments, but
Yeah.
there's some more drama in this film. The special release will also include a bonus featurette with the film's director, Howard Deutsch, and tickets for the Pretty in Pink 40th anniversary are available now at participating theaters. I'm going to see a film that hasn't been in the theaters in a long time. I think it's next week. So Caleb, my youngest, has never seen Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh my God!
And they're going to be showing.
to love it.
They're going to be showing it at the Broad Theater in Souderton, so we're going to go see it. I'm actually really excited.
Is it a large screen?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like
It's big enough.
yeah, it's big enough. It's not like a IMAX or anything like that, but it's on the big screen. It's better than watching it on your TV.
That is cool.
And I just, I haven't sat down and watched that whole movie in a while, and I'm excited because they've never seen it.
It's
and,
wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the theater experience once again. Plurbus is scoring more than big awards this season, hot off its Golden Globes and Critics' Choice wins. For lead actress Rhea Seehorn, Apple TV just shared the new metrics crediting the drama for a boost in viewers since its November debut. Senior Vice President of Services at Apple, Eddie Q, announced the statement. The streamer saw a 36% jump in viewership for December, while noting Vince Gilligan's show is Apple TV's biggest series to date, which is kind of interesting.
It started strong. I'm kind of on the fence.
I thought it started slow.
Yeah.
And then it got into high gear and was like,
Right.
whoa. And then it had an ending that made me go, really? We're going to wait that long
Yeah,
before we find out what's going to happen
It's
here?
just kind of how Vince Gilligan goes. He
I guess so.
He kind of goes at a snail's pace. And I think that's why I didn't get into Breaking Bad when it first came out, because I was like, where the hell is this going? But then when I was able to like really shotgun through all of those episodes, I was like, and same thing with Better Call Saul. First couple of seasons, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I remember you
Like,
telling me that. Yeah.
And I love Better Call Saul.
Sometimes you feel like you don't have the time to sit there and invest that time.
Yeah.
When there's
Yeah.
so much that's good. So much that's good.
I saw Rhea Seehorn's acceptance speech at the Globe. She was really not expecting it.
No,
and was
no.
super, super grateful for it. And she's really good on the show. So while Apple won't disclose how they measure these views, Q maintains the numbers reflect the incredible enthusiasm of our customers, whether it's downloading an exciting new app or game, watching the hottest new shows, or family and friends, listening to their favorite songs, or shopping with peace of mind. To follow up Plurbus, I think it's worth watching because the concept is so cool.
There's nothing like it.
That it's worth your time. So I don't want to put people off on going to or spending some time with that.
Second season can pull it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever that comes out.
Yeah, 9 years.
All right, George R.R. Martin has teased that there are more stories that he could drop about Dunk and Egg from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, saying that there are more stories to tell about them and their education and what's going to befall them in future years. He made the remarks on the A Knight of Seven Kingdoms companion video in a premium episode. Unlike Game of Thrones, the upcoming show's focuses more on common people rather than the power-hungry nobles, with Martin noting that he wanted to spotlight the small folk. The series is based on Martin's Tales of Dunk and Egg novellas. The 6-episode first season premieres on January 18th and has already been renewed for a second season.
I mean, the little
I might
people
dive into
like
that.
you, Clark.
You know, little people. I might dive into that one.
And this is Dunkin' Donuts? Who is
It's
this?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
Dunk and Egg are these characters. And then we'll do one more story and get to the clips after that. The Yellowstone spinoff following beloved characters Beth and Rip finally has an official name. In a blink and you'll miss it teaser that premiered during the Golden Globes, revealed the spinoff is titled Dutton Ranch.
There you go.
That's what it's going to be
Straight
called.
up.
So stars Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser are slated to return to their roles as star-crossed lovers Beth and Rip. The name announcement follows last week's surprise change to the other Yellowstone spinoff series on CBS starring Luke Grimes' character Casey Dutton.
I had no idea that Rip's last name was a fart.
Wow. A fart is his last name?
Yeah.
His show, set to premiere on March 1st, was originally titled Why Marshalls. And the letter Y. Not Why Marshalls.
Why, Marshalls?
Has officially dropped the Y and is just now Marshalls.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a spinoff. I've seen the trailers for it.
Okay.
I know that actor. I had no idea. All right, I got to go back into that.
This universe is
yeah.
expanding so quickly.
Yeah.
I dig Landman, even though season 2 has not been all it could be. But yeah, I mean, I can
Is
see.
Landman a part of this?
No, but
The same
Taylor
creator,
Sheridan,
yeah.
Well, Dutton Ranch doesn't have a release date yet. It was announced last fall that Annette Bening and Ed Harris are added to the cast.
Look at that.
And expected to air on Paramount, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, we are ready for the clips now. So, Tell Me Lies returns to follow the turbulent romance of two college students, and here Grace Van Patten details how the third season will be much darker this time around.
I would say it's the peak of all of these people's worst decisions. So get ready.
I don't give a f***.
New episode of Tell Me Lies is streaming now on Hulu. Next clip. The new series Suddenly Amish takes 6 ordinary people and has them experience the Amish lifestyle in rural Pennsylvania. Here, Kendra Bates talks about the whole culture shock of that kind of life.
It was the hardest thing, and I'm not even being dramatic. I went into it being like, oh, it's going to be cute. We're going to milk some cows, churn some butter, put on a bonnet, easy. And then I get there and it's actually no. This is a whole different lifestyle.
Skanky whore.
Oh, my God. Hey, do things. So, season premiere of Suddenly Amish is tonight, 10 p.m. That is on TLC.
It's an Amish TV empire. Remember the Rumspringa series that did very well? Then the Amish Mafia. There's an Amish dating show now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's proving to be big TV.
What was it? Was it the Emmys that they were spoofing the networks? TLC stands for the Learning Channel. Right, yeah. And initially we were learning things, and now it's just
It's nothing but my 900-pound life. Biggest bowel movement ever.
oh my God, that'd be great.
It's just crazy. Isn't that also Dr. Pimple Popper? Isn't she on?
It may be TLC.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
it may very well be. I'm not really sure.
And
but
Bravo.
That's where we. Yes.
Bravo used to be the height of culture.
Shakespearean.
Yeah, PBS and then some.
Yeah. Oh God. But here we are, folks.
Bravo!
All right. Well, let us take a break and get a little sorbet as we move into the next segment of our morning. We now have daylight that is befallen or arisen, I should say.
It looks lovely.
It does, doesn't it? It's a beautiful day in the Shire, and it's going to go up to about 50 degrees or so. So
That's
not
nice. It's a light sweater.
Not too bad at all. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a second, so stay close.
But you guys, I assume, prevailed and were the victors, right?
Right.
All right, cool.
All right. All right, Lou, good to hear from you, man. Hang in there, bud. Lou?
Did we lose him?
Lou? Oh, there you go.
There we go.
All right, Lou, take care, man. We'll see you later.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.
All right, see ya. Oh, my God. Wow. All right, well, this one, this Golden Corral brawl, it made,
National.
It was viral, and how can you not be, stare at that like a deer in headlights, because it's just, you're not used to seeing that type of thing at your Golden Corrals.
Golden Corral, Sizzler. What were the other?
Does Sizzler even exist anymore?
There was a Western Sizzlin', I remember.
Western Sizzlin', yeah, we talked about.
A branch.
Hosses was the one that we went. Yeah, we went to the Hosses in college. That was like Central PA, probably elsewhere as well.
The whole thing was like $6. You go $6. You go. It's that cafeteria style.
Well, Old Country Buffet was one as well, but I don't think they had steak there.
No.
But I worked at a place I told you guys about. It was called York Steakhouse. That was kind of like that type of thing where. You just stand in line, you get it, and take it to your table.
And then you head west across the country, and then you get Luby's, and you get Morrison's, and you get other cafes. Luby's, yeah.
Okay, is that like Lou B or Luby?
It was Lubys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luby's. Like Ruby. Yeah. Who's Lou? All right. Well, anyhow, thank you for the stories, and keep it in mind. Be patient when people are ordering steak.
Don't order it well done. You get it sooner.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to take a break. Don't forget, Tobias Harris is going to be on the show
Yes.
this morning. We're also going to have mountaineer Nims Persia on the program as well. Climbed the tallest peaks, all 14 of them in record time in the world. And our friends from Primo's are stopping by. In fact, Marissa is arranging the goodies right now, which means we'll have some goodies to give away for you as well. We'll take a break, and we'll come back in a moment. Oh, and it's National Chocolate Day.
What? Is it?
Yes, and I think we're going to commemorate that in a moment. I'll explain in a little bit.
Chocolate
Be
Day.
back in a moment. Stay with us.
Yeah, man.
She helps me, and
The
she
only
can't.
way.
I know, it doesn't take much.
Kids,
It doesn't
teenage
take
boys.
much. So, speaking of food and things to eat, we were in the entertainment report. Had this story from David Beckham, who was saying his wife, Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice.
Yes.
For the last 25 years has eaten nothing but the same thing with for the most part. So
Few exceptions.
Yeah, she eats grilled fish and steamed vegetables for dinner every single
day,
night, no matter what. And I'm sure that there are people that have a regular eating habit. I want to know if anyone listening has eaten the same thing day after day for years, except maybe for the rarest of occasion of breaking that.
Yep.
Just a rare occasion.
We're not talking. For like 3 weeks, I was having hamburgers. No. We're talking years.
Yeah, I had for at least 5 years, maybe even longer. I ate the same thing on the way into work every single day. I get into a habit. I get into a routine. I'm like, I like the taste of this. It suits my dietary needs.
It's a ritual,
and I'll get it done.
Yes.
So I would have every morning. I would stop by Wawa and I would get a cup of coffee. I would get a non-fat milk and one of those blueberry breakfast bars.
Right.
I don't know if Kellogg's makes them. I forgot who makes them, but I would eat that every single day, and I ate that for at least 5 years. I realized it one day. I'm like, oh my God, you never deviate from this ever.
That's like an on-the-go I'm grabbing. Did you ever have a situation where you ate the same thing you prepared or had it prepared the
Not
same
for
way?
years.
For years.
No.
Okay.
No, never did.
So when we were talking about this a little bit ago, you remember our friend Teacher Face?
Yes.
My Teacher Face.
Yeah, she's great.
She won teacher best high school teacher.
Yes.
And then came to the Emma Barbecue. Anyway, she sent me a message. She says, I eat the same thing for lunch every single day, and I have my entire teaching career. When I keep my calories consistent up until dinner, then I can go eat like a Viking at dinner time.
Yeah.
So for her, every day at lunch has been the same meal her entire teaching career.
Wow.
So I think maybe the habit of it, you get in that habit, and then you like the benefits of it.
I agree. I told you my super weird lunch for many years was an iced tea, an ST iced tea, and a pickle. That was it.
That was it.
That was it for throughout junior high and the first year, 2 years of high school.
Wow.
That was it.
Okay.
Eating lunch was never a main. It was more, okay, here's something. But now that I think back on that, I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
I know somebody who's a very plain eater and doesn't like to experiment or taste other things. And I don't know if he eats the same thing every day, but like pretty much. Like, he'll have like chicken. He'll go as far as wings, and then that's it. And no, like, mashed potatoes are fancy. So nothing.
Yeah, there's
nothing
people
like
that have limited,
Intake.
Yeah, limited menu. But I'm curious about the exact same meal at the same time every day. I have for the past few years now, and it's breakfast that I normally eat the same thing. I have a banana and coffee every day on my way to work, like for years now. But
it's been a Quest protein bar and or Quest protein cookie for about 3 or 4 years now.
I have pretty much the same lunch every day. You guys always see me eating my lunch.
Yeah.
I get salad and cottage cheese and grapes.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been eating
today
for
it's
years.
Philly pretzels.
Yes, we are. Thank you very much to Philly Pretzel Factory for stopping in this morning. All right, let me get some calls here. I'm going to go to Todd. Hey, Todd, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
Nah, it's all good, buddy. So what do you eat for? So is it one meal or the same things all day long? What's your regular routine?
So when I was in grad school and my first couple of jobs out of college before I got married, I was on Weight Watchers, and I just found the sweet spot of what worked for me. And every morning for breakfast, I'd have 2 eggs over easy with a quarter cup of cottage cheese and a quarter cup of blueberries and a glass of skim milk. And for lunch, I'd have tuna fish on the thin bread.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Like fruit.
All right.
And it just works.
And how long? How long did you have that every single day?
So it was, to be fair, it was usually like Monday through Friday.
All right.
During work days, but it was probably for 4 years.
Okay. All right. That's not bad.
And that's very healthy, by the way. What he was eating was was pretty damn healthy.
Yep.
It worked.
Yeah, well,
All
listen.
right, thanks, man.
If you have something like that that's foundational, I get it. The funny thing is, if you have a food of preference and you never veer from that food over the course of years.
All right, here we go. Here's one. Let me go to Sean. Hey, Sean, good morning.
Morning, it Presbo. How are you?
Morning, it, buddy. I am good, man. All right, so yours has been a long run, right?
Yeah, 17 years since I've been doing this job. I've been bringing for lunch peanut butter and jelly every day for 17 years.
17 years.
Without deviating from that. That's wild. And let me ask you, Sean, have you ever gotten tired of it?
No, I have it right behind me right now.
How about that?
Yeah.
Do you get excited? It's lunchtime.
No, I love it. Matter of fact, once a month, the company here buys pizza for everybody, and I don't get it. I stick with my peanut butter and jelly.
How many sandwiches do you eat? Just the one?
Mostly 2.
Okay,
at
good.
lunchtime, sometimes 1, but I bring other stuff. But most of the time, it's 2 peanut butter and jellies. It's got to be certain. I only eat strawberry preserves. That's the only jelly I'll have.
That's
Okay,
it.
so you don't even deviate from the jelly, or do you use the same brand peanut butter every single time?
Skippy peanut butter.
Yeah.
Strawberry preserves. Yeah, yep.
All right.
All right.
White or whole wheat?
White bread. Matter of fact, it's like a Wonder Bread.
Okay.
Have you ever gone crazy and toasted it one day?
No, because I have it in my lunch case. No, I can't. It's always white bread, peanut butter and jelly every day.
It's as basic a sandwich. If you were to set off a bomb
Thanks,
in a
Sean.
kitchen, you'd probably have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich somewhere after the in the debris.
All right, let me go to here. I'll bet we have a bunch of people that do peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day. We have Clayton. Hi, Clayton. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys rock.
Thank you, Clayton. All right, what's your regular and how long's it been going on?
Well, it's been going on since I was in the 10th grade, and I've been eating peanut butter and jelly, of course, and it's been on potato bread, and it's been Concord grape jelly, and it's been Skippy peanut butter. And the funniest thing about it is that since I started working in the industry of trees, everybody I know that's a big kid eats peanut butter and jelly.
Really?
That's it. I mean, every single person I've met and run into in the industry eats peanut butter and jelly.
So now are we talking the 3 squares a day, or how many meals are peanut butter and jelly based?
eating personally, breakfast, lunch, and sometimes dinner if we make it home by 9 o'clock if we're lucky.
These guys, how many people in your crew, Clayton?
We got 5 guys in the crew. So
Wow, man.
yeah, but it's pretty funny.
You should contact Skippy and let them know your story.
I want to see a picture on social media of all 5 of you guys eating your peanut butter jelly sandwiches at the same time, and then just tag us on that.
We'll tag you. We'll get Jason up in the tree holding the peanut butter.
Do you think there's
Thanks, Clayton.
in the realm of comfort sandwiches? Is there really peanut butter jelly
the
is
one,
such
man.
a basic?
Yeah, there's something really good
Yeah.
about it. You
I
know,
think
like,
there's
I
the school
had grilled
attachment.
cheese for
Yeah.
dinner last night, but
Yeah.
that's
another
a
one.
different thing.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. You got to. It's more preparation.
It's too much
more,
work.
It's more of a meal.
Yeah.
A peanut butter and jelly sandwich is just something really, really great about
Yeah.
it.
God, I love peanut butter, and it's the one thing that still tastes weird to me.
Oh.
after
No
COVID.
After COVID,
Yeah.
really? What
Yep.
is it? What do
I
you
don't
get?
know. It's not. It's just not the same. It's not. I don't know what it is. I can taste it, but it's like it almost doesn't taste like great. So what's the point? You know?
Yeah.
Destroyed your peanut butter receptor.
It's weird. And you know what? It happened to one of my friends too. She said the same thing about peanut butter. Sorry, I'm digressing.
No, it's all right. I'll continue down peanut butter lane here for a moment. Nick, I finally went to the Cape May peanut butter company.
Yeah.
And yep, and
Casey's been, yeah.
and I brought back the honey peanut butter.
Oh my God.
It's yeah,
I want to live on peanut butter lane.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel bad eating.
Yes, you should. You should feel bad.
I do.
We need to take a sojourn to Peanut Butter Lane.
It's so good. And
Get in the wagon.
I haven't tried their other ones yet. So
Have you tried it on like toast? You know, warm it up a
yeah.
little
Oh
bit?
yeah. That's the only way I have it.
The butterscotch peanut butter is.
He's not an animal.
Butterscotch peanut butter.
Yeah. I feel like I brought it in for you.
I'm going
before.
to shoot.
That sounds pretty good. Okay, you're going to shoot. No, we don't want that, Gandalf. All right, let me go to. I have Austin next. Hey, Austin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Can't
Hey.
believe we made it on. Hi, Mom. Let's see here. So for about 10 years since school, since college, I would have a bagel and cream cheese every single morning before class, and that has continued for about 10 years now.
In the working
since
world.
In the working world now, yep. I make a bagel and cream cheese every morning before work. I eat it at work.
It's a standard.
on
It's
for
a standard
a while.
one, and it's a standard for a lot of people. That's why you'll go into places and they'll have pre-cream cheesed bagels at the ready because it's such a standard.
And here's the thing I want to point out, Austin, is it's still just as satisfying to have that today as it was back.
Toasting it, nice warm bagel.
93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Marissa. There's a nice little text here. I had mentioned earlier I'm going to go see the Lord of the Rings at the Broad Theater in Souderton, and I got this text that says, as always, thanks for the Souderton shout-out, and enjoy the Broad Theater, Preston. That's from Mayor Dan of Souderton.
Mayor Dan?
Yes.
I know him. He's a good fellow.
He loves the Shire, man.
He wears a toque, doesn't he?
A toque? Maybe he does. I don't know. But thank you, Mayor Dan. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Let's go. Let's take a trip into my world, folks. Yes.
Totally Presbo.
Yes.
Hi, Presbo.
Good morning.
Totally Presbo.
Thank you, Gandalf. Very, very nice of you
Guest
to be here.
announcer today.
Yeah. So I stumbled across this article. It was actually a Reddit thread, and it is the subject line is jobs that pay less than you think that they do.
Yes.
And before I delve into this, the first thing that I thought of growing up, it was always a doctor was considered the premier occupation to make money.
You're going to make money. Yeah, you want a wealthy
You're not-
doctor. Somebody who's one that surprised me over the course of years, and I've known about this for a while. I always thought airline pilots made tremendous money, but they don't.
I saw something recently that said that they do, Steve.
Really?
So and I never know what's true and what's not. Hang on, Ryan Shuttleworth, a known pilot, is with us.
Before radio, that's what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to get into the airline business. So starting out, like traditionally, I can't speak for it at this exact moment, but starting out, you're not making a lot of money. You're taking a lot of the flights that are not the best. Like you're working all the holidays,
Right.
you're working all, the really like the red eyes and things like that. And once you gain seniority in each of your respective organization, that's when the money starts to roll in. When you get into the bigger names, you start out regionally flying, you do the puddle jumpers, but if you get to like United or a Delta and you're more senior in that's when the bucks start rolling in.
Well, let me ask you, because I've a friend of mine, his sons played rugby with mine, and he is a pilot for FedEx.
Nice.
Okay. So,
that's like the cargo guys, like that's
You don't have to deal with passengers.
No. The only thing that the downside is a lot of those are overnight hours, so you would do those later nights, but that comes with its whole set of incidentals for it's hazard pay or whatever, things like that can really.
Can you give a guesstimate of what a say like United or an American Airlines seasoned? You have it?
Before he does, I'll tell you what I saw.
Okay.
And let's see if it jives, because I'd seen a quick article, and it was somewhere in the realm of this veteran pilot was making around $500,000 a year or something like that.
Okay, so that's way more than I heard.
Now, whether it's legit, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm pre-med.
When you are number one on the call sheet, like if you are the top pilot, yes, you can make up to that much
Wow,
money.
all right.
Six figures easily, what I would say would be a captain at like a United or a Delta.
Like $500,000?
When you're really up there, when you're really senior, yeah, it's possible.
Hang on, let me go to Ben, whose friend is a pilot. Hi, Ben, you're on the air, buddy.
Hey, my buddy is a captain for, I'm not going to say the airline, but he makes close to $200K a year.
Okay, and how long has he been doing it? Any idea, Ben?
I want to say he's 35. He's probably been doing it for 10 years now.
Okay.
25, I think, is when he got his license.
Let me ask you, do you think he could fly the plane upside down for a while? Because those are the pilots that deserve it.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Hanks did that, right?
Listen, I'm glad that that pilots make a decent chunk of change. I want to know that they are desiring that job.
Thanks, Ben. In the movie Flight, Denzel Washington flips it upside down.
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's why I'm really upset that they don't let them drink, because he was drunk when he did that.
All right, pilot. What about cruise ship captains?
Then maybe I'm way off, because I found it surprising, and you never know what you're hearing. You'll see salary guesstimates online that are always way off. Yeah. But I would assume if you're the captain of an ocean liner, you're going to be making some good money.
Here's a text from someone that says, I work at an airport, and senior pilots are making $500,000 a year.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
All right, so they make money. Here's some ones from this particular Reddit thread that say you don't make as much money. If you thought this was a high-paying job, maybe you're a little off. So one person wrote in or posted and said consulting. I'm specifically talking about management consulting, not as a term to describe short-term advisory work. If you're in the highest echelons of firms like McKinsey, Bain, and BCG, sure, this doesn't apply. However, as an associate consultant level professional working at a place like Deloitte, I think is how that's pronounced. I don't know.
They're the competition for Bain, Preston.
He said,
they're not part of the New World Order.
He said, I recall being paid around $70,000 to work more than 70 hours a week from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., averages about minimum wage hourly after taxes.
Yeah.
Another person says, EMT here. I make $14 an hour and cannot survive without 20 hours or more of overtime each week.
So those are people you want to make more money, right?
Yeah, but there's a difference between EMT and paramedic.
Okay.
So paramedic is, a higher level of schooling.
They can prescribe and things like that.
Right.
I know that there's differences, and I'll be way off on that. But you would think an EMT would make better than minimum wage or something like that.
Because they're so essential.
And wouldn't have to work overtime. Now, I never thought of it as a glorious high-paying job.
No, but one that should at least cover your living costs.
Yeah, exactly. So these aren't necessarily high-paying jobs. It's just you think that you can easily get by. Somebody also had posted, your average real estate agent can't pay rent on time and on their own.
It's all about the listings, right? It's what you get. I mean, so Lauren Harris is now working with, she's Sotheby's, right, in Seattle. And doing real estate. I don't know.
There's also a saturation of real estate agents. I feel like so many people went and got their, real estate license a few years ago, and now you have to team up with other companies, and there's a lot out there, and the housing market might not be great.
Healthcare providers who are not doctors or nurses, someone posted. There are tons of other professions that require masters and doctorates that get paid far less than they deserve. And also on here is flight attendants. So people think that because flying is so expensive and because the job is considered quote unquote glamorous, that flight attendants are well compensated, but in reality, it's turned into a race to the bottom, is what this person posted.
I always thought the attraction of that particular job was that you would get the free air travel, right? For you, if you were flying standby, you could jump on a flight.
And that's nice, I think, but what if you really don't
do that?
Need to travel a lot,
right?
You know? So it's not that much of a perk, and maybe rent would be more important.
Yeah, I have a friend who pretty much does it for the travel. She lives in Colorado, but her hometown is Philadelphia. So to even start to work, she has to fly to Philly and then go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, just to find a gig.
So when she does that, all right, so she's...
What is that, like when you deadhead?
Yeah,
and you fly just
That's how
to
she
get...
does it. Yeah, okay.
Here's a text from somebody that says, the EMT who texted you, or the post, is just working at the wrong place. I make $30 as an EMT part-time.
All right.
Another one says, believe it or not, paramedics don't make that much more than EMTs, but have a ton more responsibility and liability.
So they probably have to pay some sort of malpractice?
This is going to be case for case, obviously.
I don't know. Hell.
Somebody says, I'm a store manager for a pharmacy, and I make about $74,000 a year. Somebody says, I drive a trash truck. This is texts that are coming in.
Right.
I drive a trash truck. If you look on Google, it says that we make $40,000 per year. Not even close. Typically make about 3 to 4 times that. Oh, okay.
No, I've heard.
3 to 4 times more than that.
If you're a reliable trash truck individual, whether you're a hauler or a driver or whatever, you can make some good money.
Are these just like entry-level people that wrote on the Reddit thread and
I don't know.
expected to be... Yeah, I mean, I'm asking hypothetically, but maybe people just expected to start a job and to be making 6 figures.
I don't know, Marissa.
Yeah.
They could be, or they could just be stuck in a dead-end
Yeah.
employer.
Once you get in, though, you start to hear the numbers, right? You're going to hear from people what they're making, and you do your intelligence to see where this is leading. But there were positions I always thought, they got to be making a lot of money.
Yep. All right, let's go to something else then. There it is.
Totally Presbo.
Oh, hi, Presbo. Thank you, Gandalf. So those who get their health advice from TikTok might have seen a recent trend of influencers who recommend that you jump up and down 50 times to start your day each morning. Anybody seen this?
I've seen it.
Okay.
It seems dumb, so I dismissed it instantly.
Many social media health advisors have little to no actual expertise in the advice they espouse. So actual experts were asked about it, and here are the potential benefits to doing this.
So you know what I see at the Giants shoe? They have these what they call mini trampolines, and they're this is the bouncing is now the big trendy exercise.
I've been seeing the vibration plates.
Right, same sort of thing.
So here you go. Here's what it can be good for you. It can build bone density. It can build muscle. It promotes lymphatic drainage. Circulation can be improved, and it's a good way to wake yourself up in the
How
morning.
does the guy in the apartment below you feel about it?
That's a good question. Let's go ask him. So on the downside, though, those with a weak pelvic floor or with issues with their knees, ankles, feet, or a history of stress fractures might want to try something that has lower impact.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, somebody with, even like if you had fine knees, like after a while, that wear and tear is going to,
I broke a leg.
Yeah, seriously.
I thought about it. I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty good. It's a good way to wake up at least, but no.
50?
My knees my knees are on their last.
So even on like a mini trampoline, like a mini tramp as they call it, it'd still cause issues.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't do it for very long.
Yeah.
It's the bending of the knees that really gives me trouble. So, but I wouldn't jump up and down on solid ground 50 times every day because it would destroy it.
Get through the day without bending your knees?
Oh man, lately I've been trying to. Yeah,
They're Frankensteining it around,
dude. They were already giving me trouble, and then I did the fencing thing at Camp Out for Hunger. And it just
I'll never forget.
Nailed me.
I knew the second you'd done something. I think you did too.
Are you back on the elliptical or no?
Yeah, back on the elliptical, so I can do that.
All right.
You don't
It's
have to bend your legs.
I went to. I have a great orthopedic doctor that I go to, and after the fencing fiasco, I went to go see him.
How did you do this?
I went to go see him. I was happy to tell him that. I'm like, I didn't say fencing. I said I was sword fighting.
Sword fighting.
That sounds better. But anyway, so essentially, he told me, And it's the old joke. Hey, Doc, it hurts when I do this.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No,
really?
that's it.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, well, sorry, but
you'll be dead
your
soon.
knees are bad.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things you just can't do anymore.
Listen, I saw a movie where Batman, Bruce Wayne, and they sent him to this prison facility where all the cartilage was gone in his body, and somehow miraculously he regrew it while he was in prison.
Yeah.
What was that
That
one?
was
I don't
the
remember
third
that.
one where remember he was walking around with a cane.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just be a fictional superhero, billionaire.
That's all you
And
gotta do.
then climb out of the hole.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll get back to you when
Yeah.
that happens to me. All right, here's another one for you.
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
All right, so this is an Elvis Presley story.
right.
Apparently, his pants reportedly rubbed him the wrong way during a romantic movie scene, causing the appearance of little Elvis on camera.
Let's see if you can't leave me about an inch from where the zipper ends, round under my back to my bunghole.
Okay. In a story,
Little Elvis.
that resurfaces on what would have been the King's 91st birthday back on the 8th. The singer was apparently caught up in an embarrassing on-screen mishap.
Look at me.
And it would be in the 1960 film Girls, Girls, Girls.
I know it, yeah.
That would provide the setting for Elvis's below-the-belt moment. In the movie, Laurel Goodwin plays a sweet character vying for another woman for the King's romantic attention. And it wasn't her. It wasn't her competitor, played by Playboy model Stella Stevens, that caused the appearance of little Elvis. It was this other gal. So the incident happened during an intimate dance sequence with Laurel, performing to the song "The Walls Have Ears." Elvis's associate, Joe Esposito, who was a member of the Inner Circle, the Memphis Mafia, reportedly was told by his friend Elvis, "Did you see that? Did you see what happened below the belt?"
See that, man?
In his 1994 memoir, Good Rockin' Tonight, Joe disclosed years afterward that all the wiggling and jumping required for the complicated scene had a notable impact on the singer.
Look out, man.
He said the dance scene with Laurel was complicated. At some point during all the wiggling and jumping, those pants really rubbed him the wrong way, and little Elvis, as he called it, became erect.
Had a boner, man.
Yeah.
Full-blown boner.
Wow.
So we're looking at
Yeah, you can
the
see.
scene right now, and you can see a bulge in his pants.
That's crazy, man. Look at the size of that thing.
Joe recounted that between takes, the embarrassed performer told him, "Damn pants were rubbing me the wrong way, and I couldn't stop the feeling."
Well, it seems like they were rubbing them the right way.
He said, "Geez, I hope they don't have to reshoot this."
Don't let my mother see this.
However, when Elvis viewed the rough cuts the next day, he was mortified to find that his manhood was sticking out like a sore thumb.
Oh, my God.
He remarked, "Hot damn, will you look at that? Look out, man."
Look out, man. That's a cinematic boner, man.
He said, "I was
all engorged and veiny."
He said, "I was hoping that it wouldn't show because the pants were black, but there it is, sticking out like a sore thumb."
Since my boner left me.
Seemingly in an effort to quell the King's fears, Joe reassured him that it wouldn't make the final cut, but director Norman Turog ultimately didn't remove it, which, to the surprise of Joe, who expressed how he couldn't believe it, he couldn't believe it when the film finally came out.
This is funny that this is coming to light just now. It's been out for how many decades?
I guess nobody ever really picked up on it, but if
Little King's got a little king.
If you look closely, you can see little Elvis as he made an appearance. But I had never heard
man.
I had never heard that story before.
Well, in 1962, nobody's thinking about pausing and going scene by scene.
And looking at his
YouTube.
Swinging hips, not his penis.
Yep, exactly.
My pee-pee, man.
All right, here's another thing from my world.
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
Airport security is about to get faster and easier as TSA expands its touchless facial ID screening to 45 more airports this year. TSA pre-check travelers can skip pulling out their IDs by using a biometric face scan as long as they opt in through their airline profile with passport and traveler info. I've had this happen at a couple. Not at PHL. You still have to give the ID.
Right.
But I have been at returning at my my destination when I'm coming back.
So you just
at
walk
the
through
returning airport, and literally I'm holding my ID, and they're like, "No, just look here," and you just look in it, and it
scans.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
And sometimes I think maybe the global entry here if you're doing international, they might use facial recognition.
I'm curious because when you're departing here, I've had them take the license or the passport, and then you still step in front of a camera. So what is that for?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if that's facial recognition too.
Laser shooting at you.
Or if it just takes a quick picture of you to verify you were indeed there. What was that, Casey?
Nothing. It's not what I thought it was. So anyway, it was supposed to be laser sound effects, and it was not. It was somebody talking.
It's laser beam cleaning and engraving. Let's see what it is. Hang on a second here.
Yo, people are saying this is the coolest sound for neurodivergence.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know about that. It's just a laser rust removal freaking.
This is something you saw online?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I do like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is it, a laser engraver?
It's a diode laser, and yeah, it's for engraving. So. Hold on. Here we go again. Dude. Wait, I heard another thing in there. What was it?
Sorry about that.
That's all right. So, TSA pre-check travelers can skip pulling out the IDs. They use a biometric face scan. And major airlines like American, Delta, Southwest, and United are already on board, and the tech is rolling out to both big hubs and smaller regional airports across the country.
So I'm wondering about this because we had a story a while ago about people with Botox or getting minor procedures done that don't resemble their own identifying photographs.
Wow. I didn't think about that.
What is that going to do?
Yeah, because even just a little Botox.
Yeah. Can screw things up.
Can change a little bit to where it might not match exactly. But then I guess if you have your ID handy, that they can do that. Because some people don't want to use facial recognition.
Yeah.
They feel that it's an intrusion of sorts.
Right, yeah.
So you can opt out to it, and you can just hand them the regular ID. So maybe that will work for those who have done a little too much work done on their face.
Any way to process you through quicker. Yeah. I'm down with it. I got to get my TSA thing. I still don't have it.
Oh, pre-check? Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, another one.
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
As a guest announcer today.
Alcohol consumption patterns in the U.S. vary sharply depending on where people live. Cultural norms, climate, income levels, and access to services all shape how much residents spend on alcoholic beverages. And so I came across an article that talks about when and where people are drinking the most booze. Number one, I think it's usually number one. It's Alaska.
Yeah, you would imagine.
I've heard that many times.
Yeah.
Adults spend nearly $1,250 on alcohol
a day
in 2024. To be honest, that number seemed a little low to me.
It does seem low. So they're probably not reporting all the drinking.
But I guess it's on average.
So
how much? $1,250?
$1,250, yeah.
A year?
A year.
Yeah.
That seems low, right?
Yeah.
$3 a day.
$3 a day?
Yeah, $3.50 a day.
That seems low.
Yeah.
Especially because you obviously you're dealing with a rougher environment. You're inside a lot more.
Yeah, so Alaska's top position is linked to isolation, harsh weather conditions, and limited access to health care and addiction services.
And potential death by polar bear.
Higher prices due to transportation costs also push up total spending, so that might be part of it too. Americans spend an average, in the entire country, $898 per adult on alcohol. They spent that in 2024 with wide variation by state.
Well, I guess if you take the average across people who don't drink, and this is just people who drink?
That's a good question. No, I think Steve, I don't really know.
Huh. Because that seems low.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you run up a bar tab at a place, and you're through a tenth of that.
I now have in my bar, I have more booze than I know what to do with.
Is it because you're imbibing less?
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Up until a couple weeks ago, no.
No.
But you get around the holidays.
You
It's
get
a
gifts.
lot of gifts.
Yep.
And I've recently had people, give me a bunch of booze, and we get from time to time clients will bring alcohol here. And so that adds up as well. But I've got more liquor than I know what to do with now. So much so that I've put the word out: no more booze for me as a gift.
Can you do
for a little
sometimes
while.
what people do is they'll put put kids' books in a little library at the end of the driveway?
Yeah.
Could you do
just
something
leave some liquor out? I'll make a tiny little bar, a mini bar. That's already a name that exists.
Yeah.
Mini bar. Put it in my front yard.
Help yourself.
And people can just come by and it's a brilliant idea, Steve. I love that.
Wonder what would do better, the little library or the little bar? with free alcohol?
I wonder.
You just have people hanging at the end of your driveway.
Hey, good morning.
Party.
And kids, you're welcome too. Come on.
Hey, you've been here all night. Yeah.
So Alaska is number one. Looking at the list, I only saw one state in our region in the top 15, and that's New Jersey at number 12.
Okay.
So they're amongst the high, most spending, most purchasing of alcohol in the
I'm
country.
surprised that I assume that Philadelphia at some point would have been higher up on the list because we, with the schools.
Well, it's state by state.
State by state. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. So it goes Alaska, Wyoming, Colorado.
Vegas?
So those are all
Nevada?
out west. And also a bit of isolation. That's part of it. man.
Isolation seems to be a big part of it.
But then we head to the Northeast, and it's Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, then back out west to back home to Oregon.
Back home to Oregon.
Yeah.
Back home to Oregon.
That's number 7. Then you have Hawaii, Washington, Montana, Vermont, New Jersey, Virginia, California, and New Mexico.
So where's Utah? I assume it's down on the list, right?
Utah's the lowest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the religious population and stricter alcohol regulations, too. That helps keeps the consumption down. I've told you guys a story. I was there one time. My uncle was sick. I went to visit him in the hospital. I felt like having a drink. We went to like an Applebee's or something like that. I ordered a drink. I finished it fairly quickly. I ordered another one, and they refused me. They refused me.
And don't they prepare it behind the curtain of Zion or
The
something?
Zion curtain.
Yeah.
You can't see them
Prepare
mixing
the
the
alcohol.
drinks.
At least the Zion curtain was not there when I went, because I went last summer and I was expecting like super strict rules. And we went to a bar and it looked normal.
Like
It
a
looked like
normal bar.
any bar that I'd gone to. And I ordered a mixed drink, and Steve, it was the most like watered down. It was, I do vodka water. It was 1 ounce of vodka.
Did you
And that
have
was
to?
it.
Did you have to pay a membership?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
So
was
they've changed things then, clearly.
I was talking to somebody, and I think apparently around the Olympics when they hosted that, they were like, we need to relax these rules if we have
Okay.
all these tourists coming in. But you could still feel it. Like last call was at maybe like 10 or 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And it was there.
There was one time I was in Alabama with a friend of mine, and we were on a golf trip, and we went to this bar, and they were like, you got to be a member to order alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, yeah. How much membership? Like $6 or something
like,
like that.
okay.
So like, okay, we'll be
Yeah.
members of the
But
club
it's
or
for a
whatever.
year.
But it's a technicality that the state puts in.
Get around it.
And it might deter a few people here and there. It's kind of what it's designed for.
Do you know what I found to be very wild? I was watching these videos, Preston, and they were from like the world's most extravagant resorts. I think this one was, and I'm not kidding, was in Dubai. And
Wasn't Abu Dhabi?
It wasn't Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
But they had this beautiful bar and just stocked, but they were all mocktails, all alcohol.
Get out.
Okay.
All out.
Somewhere that alcohol's illegal.
Right.
Yeah.
So it looks like the most incredible bar you've ever seen, but it's alcohol free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that places like that. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
exist. So, all right, we have time for one more. Uno mas.
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
So, soccer has reached a new benchmark in the United States. This is per The Economist, the publication. 10% of Americans now identify as soccer as their favorite sport, and that is edging out narrowly ahead of baseball, long considered the country's pastime. Only American football and basketball rank higher in overall popularity. I was a little blown away to see this.
Well, we knew that this was going to be through attrition over the years, and the soccer moms and the soccer dads and the kids who get into it, that it would take a while for the culture to shift. And now there's more to that's more exciting about it. So, yeah, I guess it's finally happened.
Football remains the most popular, with close to 40% of the population naming it as their favorite sport.
What about pickleball?
It's not on the list. Basketball is second, around 20%. Below soccer, and so then you have soccer right after that at 10%.
Huh.
And then right before that is baseball, hockey, MMA, and then several other sports follow under that. Golf is like 2%.
It's wild that baseball is sitting where it is. I thought it'd be higher. It's America's pastime.
It doesn't mean that you don't like it.
Right.
It just means your favorite. Like
Right.
if you've got to pick one amongst all the others, even if you're a diehard.
Right.
You're talking about watching it.
Your favorite sport.
Okay.
Just your favorite sport.
Okay.
So which one do you prefer more than all?
Yeah, because there's a ton of like football, baseball, soccer fans that play soccer.
Yeah.
Not soccer, golf, but they don't consider that their favorite
They
sport.
play soccer golf.
Right.
And also it might not be just professional because like Steve was saying, the soccer moms, the soccer parents and all that, they might like soccer because their kids are in it. And it may be their favorites. I don't really know how they quantify exactly the question to that. But the growth in the sport has been closely tied to the evolution of Major League Soccer. Founded in 93 as part of the United States commitment to hosting the 1994 FIFA World Cup. MLS launched its first season in 1996 and has since expanded from 10 teams to 30 across U.S. and Canada.
I think I'm assuming correctly that football is the most lucrative of the sports.
I would imagine.
Right?
Lucrative?
Globally, it's probably
Well,
soccer.
Globally.
Yeah,
gotta
but
be.
the United States, where it's got to be the NFL and football.
I would think so, yeah. Major League Soccer kicks off its 2026 campaign on February 21st, by the way, so we're getting close to the season.
I mean, the stuff we're going to be encountering this year.
Yeah.
The amount,
FIFA.
you talked about earlier about the preparation, about the influx of business and people and tourism. It's going to be otherworldly.
Yeah. Case, now I know football is your favorite sport, right?
Yes, sir.
You would rank that.
Yeah.
Has it always been, or was there a time when you were younger that maybe it was a sport that was always football?
Specifically professional football. Like I try to get into college football, and I think it's funny because I love professional football so much. You would figure, why don't I watch, the level of play that eventually is going to become professional football players. But I just have never really gotten into it. I'm, with my daughter going to Michigan State, I was trying to follow their program. They suck, so that's hard as well, and I prefer watching the sport at the elite level. And trying to watch it at a collegiate level for me is just not that great. No, in fact, Michigan State's ice hockey team, they're like nationally, like I think they might even be like the number one ranked team in the country right now. But even like college hockey, I'm like, that's not the NHL, man.
You can tell.
As I go through my life thinking about this, the way it morphed was at the youngest age, baseball was my favorite sport. Then eventually it became football. That was definitely my favorite. And somewhere along the line, I discovered hockey, and then that eclipsed it all. I was like,
I had almost the exact same trajectory.
I was like, that's my game right
I
there.
actually do find Flyers games to be more exciting in person, but hockey's like fourth on my list of like, things that I would watch on TV.
Sometimes it's whatever time of the year is that you get asked.
Yeah.
Like, a month ago, it was football.
Yep.
But if you ask me in July, I'm like, ooh, baseball.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it very well may roll out like that. All right. So anyhow, thought that was kind of an interesting peek into it. And we got to go.
Totally Presbo.
Bye,
With your
Presbo.
guest announcer.
Thank you, Getty, and thank you, Gandalf. It's great to have
Getty
you.
and
here.
Gandalf.
Yeah. All right, Getty and Gandalf. That'd be a great show.
Great show.
All right, we will take a break. A little bit later on this morning, Crystal Maria is going to be performing at Helium Comedy Club tomorrow night, but she'll be stopping in the studio this morning around 9. When we come back, Bizarre File Stories. You're going to want to stick around for this. We'll be right back.
Cream cheese is the best thing ever.
All right.
You know what? There is, and
right.
we've talked about how deeply mired in ritual you and I are, and if there's a deviation, it'll throw us off. And I think that becomes a thing with your eating patterns.
Sure.
It's like, well, this is not. I can't have this on. It has to be a bagel.
Yeah, for a long time there. I mean, well, Manja's not here anymore, but I would get an everything bagel toasted and buttered. And that's what I had every single day.
I wonder why I'm okay having the same breakfast every day. And a lot of times the same lunch, but dinner, no.
No, you got to change it up,
I got to
right?
change it.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be. It's a whole different animal.
And with the leftovers, I can only do like one day after. After that, it's like it's too much.
Yeah.
I can't go back to it.
Kathy, it was excruciating. One time I went to what is the family style Italian?
Buca di Beppo?
Buca di Beppo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't realize I had ordered family style for myself.
19
and
days
I
worth
ate the
of-
same thing for like 8 days in a row. And it does become like annoying. It's so annoying quickly.
But you know what, like, Press, with that whole breakfast and lunch thing, it's kind of like what my teacher face was saying. Like, I kind of, at this point, I like kind of like eating the same thing for breakfast and lunchish, and then
rock the dinner.
Yeah, I got you. We'll go to Lou next. Hey, Lou, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
Good, buddy. All right, Lou, what have you been eating?
Lou from Delco.
Okay.
Hey, all right.
Go ahead, Lou.
So I worked a private ambulance, and a friend of mine owns Zach's Hamburgers, and every night for dinner, we ate there for about 3 years. Burgers, fries, and shakes. On our way between calls. It was,
Every night for 3 years, the same dinner.
Oh my God, yeah. It was, and I still, it's like mental. If I go near Zach's, I got to pull in.
Hey, does Zach still just have the one location at
No,
5
no.
points?
No, there's 3 or 4. The original location was down on Chester Pike. That was perfect for us because we used to drive between 2 places and go right by it.
Okay.
But they have one in Folsom and then that one in 5 Points.
Yeah, my old Arby's is
Thanks,
now
Lou.
a Zach's.
No kidding. I
Yeah.
see. I remember when it was just very small and
that little spot at
that one
5
place.
points.
And
yeah.
then remember, I saw the cup on Mayor of Easttown. They were
That's
holding
right.
the Zach's Hamburgers cup. All right. Anyway, I digress.
We digress.
Let's go to Eleanor. Hi, Eleanor. Good morning.
Good morning. I like turtles.
Don't we all? So, Eleanor, we're talking about, for those of you just tuning in, we got started with this. David Beckham's wife, Victoria, eats the exact same thing and has for 25 years for dinner. What's your regular thing, and how long has it been going on?
So it was my parents, and my mom took wheat toasted bread with tuna fish and an apple for 22 years when she was working.
Wow.
My dad took white bread with butter and cheese with an orange every day, and he worked for another 10 years after her.
A butter and cheese sandwich?
Butter and cheese sandwich, and which I've never really heard of before,
Yeah.
and an orange, but that's it every day for decades.
Decades.
Wow.
And they were from the old country. They were from Scotland, and they came here with nothing but a bag of oranges and a car and 2 kids.
Wow.
So they were so cheap. It was unreal. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Well, that's the old Scottish thing, right? You know, when you come to my house,
yes.
ring the doorbell with your elbow because you're going to be bringing something.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, when they put a Wendy's up across the street from her work, she splurged one time in 22 years, and we went to lunch because they had the salad bar.
The super bar at Wendy's.
God, man.
That's funny.
It was disgusting. It was just like, oh my God, how can you eat this every freaking day? How?
Right.
I just, oh.
I think it becomes psychological.
Eleanor, after work ended, did she switch it up a little bit?
Not really. They were pretty stringent because
Okay.
she went on Weight Watchers like when it first started out, and she ate liver, on Wednesdays. She had, fish on Fridays. Blah blah. It was like this. It was like the same schedule all the time.
Okay.
I hated eating at home. I used to always call my friend, like, does your mom have stovetop stuffing? I'm coming. I had to go.
That's when you're like, I'm going to live high on the hog. I'm going to have stovetop stuffing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Larry's mom had liver, too. I'm out of here. Yeah, it was gross.
All right. Thanks, Eleanor. Oh, my God. That's funny. All right. Let's go to Tina, who had a ritual. Hi, Tina. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited. I'm such a fan.
Oh, thank you, Tina. Is this your first time on with us?
This is my first time on, and this is crazy because my husband was on last week. He was a GM for Wawa, and he called.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
Talking about the batteries.
He
That's
gave
right.
us very usable information.
And that's so funny. So it's like 2 for 1.
All right. So what have you been eating and how long have you been eating it?
So for about 15 years, I've been eating Quaker oatmeal, the instant cups. And it does, I think, go to I'm an elementary school teacher, and for years I was a cereal eater, and we have 4 kids, so there's not enough time in the morning to eat a bowl of cereal. So it was like, oh, this is quick and easy. I'll throw the little oatmeal cup in, and that's what I've been doing now. Every day my students love it. They laugh. Sometimes they'll come in and be like, oh, my gosh, it smells like syrup. Were you having, maple and brown sugar? Or they'll try to guess, like, based on the sense of the room. But it's totally a teacher. I think it's a teacher thing.
I think you're right. Yeah, I love oatmeal in the morning, and I used to do instant oatmeal for the first 6 or 7 years in radio. That do the same thing, and I had my same bowl that I'd use, clean it out, and that's another ritual.
14 years without deviation, though. That's or 15 years, you said.
Yes, well, our oldest is 14. So, yes, I would say about 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, my gosh, I love you guys.
Oh, thank you, Tina. Thanks for coming on. We're so happy you called in. I wonder, if you have a regular eating habit like that, and it's just for decades that's going on, that if you were to change it up, if it would mess with your system at all.
Yes.
I remember, I'm sorry to interrupt, Steve, but when Casey, when you went vegetarian for a while, maybe this is a different animal.
Yeah.
And then you had a hamburger, and didn't you throw up right after that?
So there was probably a little bit of hangover involved in that throw up as well.
It wasn't just the meat.
It wasn't, no. So it was.
What the hell is in that hamburger?
It was graduation weekend, and my friend had worked at a not a convenience store, but a fast food chain. Brought a whole bag of stuff, and I went to town. And I was really, really hungover that day, and I ate it, and I ended up throwing up out the window of my room.
If you do consistently take in a type of food at a certain time, you can jar your system. And I used to do it when I was like doing a lot more like powerlifting and stuff like that. I'm going to have this now, and it's going to rock my system. Yeah. It's just to flush your system, sort of, and your body goes, what the hell is this?
Right.
And it does happen.
I will go to Jeremy. There's a term here I've never heard before that he wants to use. Hi, Jeremy. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, buddy. All right, so this is your wife who has a regular, everyday thing to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
For easily over 5 years, she wakes up, has a bowl of cereal, which has to be Cheerios.
Okay.
And then at lunch, she has road tuna. That's what she calls it.
Road tuna. Okay,
she keeps it in her car. It's just like a package of 5 crackers and tuna.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what time of year. She keeps that in her car, which is gross.
Yes, summertime.
Tuna in the car?
Yeah.
So does she use the cans or the packs of tuna?
So it comes in one big, in a little pack. It has 5 crackers in a package, and then a little tiny can of tuna.
Oh, a little can of tuna. Okay, all right, road tuna.
I dig this the packs, and they have buffalo.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different flavors.
I love those.
You can get like Italian
Yeah.
or lemon and pepper.
Man, they're good.
Interesting, Jeremy.
Road tuna. I love that.
I'm not familiar. That could be a band name. Road tuna. I'll consider that. Thank you. Let's go to Joe. Hi, Joe. Good morning, sir. Gadzooks, my man. All right, so there's something that you've ritualistically eaten for years, right?
So I wasn't completely honest on the phone
Okay.
because I was kind of embarrassed by it. But hearing other people, I guess I'll admit it. I've been eating cheese pizza for 30 years.
30 years.
So I'm 36. It started when I was in kindergarten. That's all I would eat for lunch, and the kids knew me as Pizza Joe. So,
oh my God!
If anybody's listening, yeah, Pizza Joe still eats.
Pizza Joe's still around.
Pizza Joe,
and he's still eating pizza. So this is every day without fail.
Yeah. So I obviously I work now. I just eat pizza in my car. There's probably nobody has seen me not eat pizza. I'm a large man.
You're a large man. All right, Joe, are you?
I know I need to stop. I tried to stop and literally had like panic attacks from I need my pizza. Like,
oh my God!
It's been your friend since kindergarten.
All right, couple of questions here, Joe. Does it matter where you get the pizza from? Who makes it?
No, just as long as there's cheese, no topping.
Okay. Does it bother you that you have this kind of this compulsion, this chain to eat only cheese pizza?
It did, and then everything else in the world, I just went, you know what? I'm eating pizza and living life.
All right. Yeah. Do you still like it?
Yeah, but
wait, Joe, do you still like it as much as you always have?
Yeah, sometimes I'm eating it though, and I'm just looking like, what the hell am I doing?
Okay, all right, interesting.
Pizza's the one thing I can see, like, it's always good. And even when it's not that good, it's still pretty good, as they say. So pizza, and also the different types of pizza. But you said 30 some odd years, Joe?
36 years. Yeah.
36 years.
Well, no, I guess that wouldn't be right, because I started at 6 and I'm 36.
Okay, so about.
Listen, and I'm really going to recommend this. If this really bothers you, you need to You need to reach out to Dr. Rosenpenis, Dr. Rosenberg. Sorry, Rosenbaum. I always said.
We're so used to penis.
We are used to penis.
Our hypnotist, and maybe he can help you out.
Maybe. If I could do a quick story. When I was in school, the cafeteria, would have pizza. So on the card one day, it said pizza was for lunch. So I didn't bring my pizza in, and it wasn't pizza that day. It was like hot dogs.
Oh, no.
What happened?
This was 6th grade, so I broke down crying. And you'd think kids would make fun of me, but they were super supportive kids. They were like, well, yeah, it's Pizza Joe. You didn't get pizza for Pizza Joe?
They knew you as Pizza Joe, and they rallied. Kids who can be very cruel rallied to your support.
So I literally just ate the hot dog buns.
Oh, my God.
The closest thing to pizza
with
you can
ketchup
get.
on them.
Joe, I feel terrible for you, man. That's actually a little bit traumatizing.
Yeah, I have to talk to a hypnotist.
Hey, would it be wild if Dr. Rosenpenis, though, changes it to calzones every day?
Right. But Joe, like a different version of pizza.
Joe, do you only eat pizza? That's all you eat?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's all.
Okay, so besides the lunch meal, your dinner
is pizza too?
If I go out to somebody offers me out to dinner or something, I will stomach something else, but I'll get the smallest portion because I don't want to eat it.
Okay,
all
right.
This is like going back to being a parent and not letting your kid have pizza and chicken nuggets and making them eat their vegetables.
I mean, I love my parents, but that's literally what it was I was a picky eater, and they said, well, here's pizza and cheese, and it's just been that for years.
I know the parents will sometimes, and you're advised to sort of acquiesce, and maybe guys, you have kids, I don't, but like I said, my neighbor over in Manayunk, her daughter ate Go-Gurt and chicken nuggets.
Yeah, you can't force stuff on kids. I mean, listen, if it tastes bad, it tastes bad to them, By the way, Joe, Marissa wrote down this question. Are pizza Lunchables acceptable?
That's disgusting. Get out of here.
It's an aberration. I love the story of Pizza Joe.
I feel a little bad for you, bud.
Yeah.
Hang on a second here, Nick.
Joe, I mean, do you feel like you're missing out? Because pizza is wonderful. There's no doubt about it. But there's a lot of other great foods out there.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. Real quick, Steve. Yesterday we talked about it was my 30 years ago that I arrived in Philadelphia.
Yes,
and so yesterday I put on something up on Instagram. I very, very rarely plug my own social media, but I posted a picture of you with hair.
Yeah, I saw.
And people were excited to see that.
Blonde hair, right?
It's lightly blonde. Yeah. So if you have not seen it yet, you can go to my Instagram account, Preston Elliott 1, Elliott spelled with 1 T. And you can take a look. It's the most recent post on there, but there's one of the last pictures in there. And number one, that's all fat Preston, by the way. Every picture is fat P. But there's a picture of Steve, me, and Steve and Marilyn and our buddy Dan Fine. And Steve has full-on hair.
Yeah.
So
my Bruce Willis hair.
If you've ever wanted to see what that would look like, you can now see that for all eyes to feast upon.
Where was that, by the way?
That was at Iron Hill Brewery, and that was Marilyn's going-away party.
Oh, that was it.
So I posted some pictures just of kind of the earlier years.
Yeah.
I posted a lot of stuff from WDRE with that first year that I got here, and then I grabbed some early Y100 pics when we got over there. So, 98, sometime around then, I guess, is when a few of those pictures were. But That was, at Arnhill Media.
Unbelievable.
We did a live broadcast.
Yeah.
And I showed a picture to Casey. We had there was a guy we used to hire from time to time to do at events, and his name was Flabio.
Yeah, Flabio.
And he was a male exotic dancer, but the guy had, at one point, he had to have been close to 400 or 500 pounds or something like that, and he lost a bunch of weight, so it was all
rolls.
loose.
Yeah.
And I've got pictures of him just laying on Marilyn.
Flabio.
Which is great.
I miss that guy.
Take a peek if you want to see a picture that I posted of Steve with hair on my Instagram. Real quick, I got a butt plug and a shout out. We'll start with the butt plug. It says, "Hey, Preston and Steve team, longtime listener here. Wanted to pass along a Philly story I think you and your listeners will connect with. My co-worker and friend Tom Tramp is the guy a lot of Philly sports fans know as the 2 years varsity guy. The nickname came after he was interviewed by CBS News at an Eagles tailgate years ago, and it has followed him ever since. A few weeks ago, Tom had a sudden brain bleed.
Oh, man.
Needed emergency brain surgery. And shortly after he was diagnosed with leukemia, he is in the hospital now. He is starting a long road of treatment. Friends and family put together a GoFundMe just to help take some of the pressure off of so his family can focus on his recovery and being together. He has an 8-year-old stepson and an almost 2-year-old daughter as well. So they sent us the GoFundMe link. I sent it over to Marissa. Have we posted that, Marissa?
Getting it up right now.
Okay, so you'll be able to go to the events page at WMMR.com. And this is from Matt Freed, who reached out. And Matt, I also want to mention Bringing Hope Home once again.
Yes.
Paul Eisenberg, our longtime friend, and this organization do wonderful work with groups of people who are dealing with cancer in their lives, and it's specifically to help ease the financial burden of those people that are going through that.
It's the whole mission.
So sometimes it can be things like electric bills or rent or grocery bills or things like that that can help out. Paul is just one of the greatest people on the planet. So I want to recommend that, and you need to check out Bringing Hope Home. You can do a quick search on it and go to their website and see if they can help you out. All right, here is another email, and this is a shout out. It says, "Hey, Gadzooks, Preston and gang. My name is Jane Travers, or known on YouTube as JT, and I'd love to give a shout out to my fellow YouTuber, Common Sense. Recently, he's been absent from YouTube, feeling down, and he just wants to be seen and heard and loved by his friends in his community. Common, you are seen and heard and loved." And she writes, YouTube. So that is from JT, fan of you all for a few years now, she says. So here is the chart. So good luck to you, my friend. All right, Bizarre File time.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Horizon Services. They're plumbing and electrical, same-day emergency service. You can book now at horizonservices.com. 2 women were pulled off of an American Airlines flight in Miami this weekend, reportedly for plopping themselves down in first class where they didn't belong. The self-upgraders weren't going to last long there. There's a flight manifest, and it's rare that a first-class seat is going to go out empty. And if you try to self-upgrade, just act confused and apologetic when called out and do the walk of shame to your seats and back of the aircraft, and things are generally going to be fine after that. But if you insist on sitting where you don't belong, make it a big entitled deal of it. When you're called out, you're going to receive a VIP escort to your final destination, possibly a holding cell by airport police, and that appears to what happened as multiple uniformed officers took these 2 women out of the gate area. One was escorted relatively calmly. The other was on the floor with officers around her at one point.
Oh, we have some even better accommodations for you.
And then she was brought up and escorted out under control of the officers.
You're going to have a whole bench to yourself.
Apparently, the women just went and sat in first class, and they refused to move, so they had to call law enforcement to get them out of there. Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office Airport Operations Bureau handled it well, as things didn't escalate further and delays were not significant, regardless of which flight was involved, especially since this was a removal that involved cuffs rather than simply assisting the airline and enforcing a decision not to carry the passenger. So, the balls.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess that's why they charge more for those seats.
I guess so. All right. What would you do if you discovered a bear had made a home for itself beneath your house?
I'd let him stay there.
Well, 6 weeks ago, Ken Johnson found himself in that very situation when a black bear burrowed itself a cozy little home directly beneath his place. After air horns, flavored baits, and traps didn't work, neighbors and volunteers brought in paintball guns. And after 20 minutes of paintball action, the bear got the point and got out of there.
Really?
Yeah.
They humanely convinced him to leave.
Yeah. He's like, ow, those things hurt. Now Johnson has a GoFundMe set up to help pay for the damage caused by the bear.
Yeah, it was a nice little den he worked out, too.
Yeah, it was. It was under the house. They got him out of there using paintball guns. All right, nothing worse than finding out that your spouse was hiding something, and that apparently includes a lack of hair. A woman in India has filed a police complaint against her husband and his family, claiming she was tricked into marriage. Lavika Gupta said that she agreed to marry Sanyam Jain a year ago, but was promised a man with thick, healthy hair.
I'll only marry you if you have hair.
But after the wedding, she learned her husband was actually bald and had been wearing a wig to hide it the whole time. To be fair, that's not all he allegedly lied about. Gupta also claims her husband lied about his education, saying that he had a college degree when he only finished high school. She says he also lied about how much money he makes. And on top of that, she claims that he assaulted her during a trip abroad and tried to get her to smuggle marijuana from Thailand back to India.
Well, there's a whole host of issues here.
What a catch.
The bald is the least of it.
Yeah, but that was definitely part of it. So she was not happy about that at all.
And he's bald.
Folk remedies shouldn't always be trusted. A lesson a man in China has now learned. The 23-year-old man needed emergency surgery after he put, and hold on,
Okay.
because this is a little funky, he put a live leech into his bladder.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
The man, known only as Zhang, found a folk remedy online that claimed a leech could have miraculous effects, so he bought one and inserted the 5-centimeter long bloodsucker through his urethra.
Holy hell.
Stop it. Stop it. Oh, God.
Big mistake. The leech crawled into his bladder and attached to the walls and started releasing chemicals that prevent blood from clotting. The pain was intense. He couldn't urinate and had to rush to the hospital. Doctors were stunned when he told them what happened, but an ultrasound confirmed the leech was inside him. Surgeons had to remove it, and Zhang can now pee normally again, thankfully.
I told him not to do it.
But he sent it down there. That's insane.
That wouldn't be my first choice if I was having discomfort.
No.
Well, you know, I'll jam a leech in my dong.
All right, and then finally, flipping off the police, never a good suggestion, but especially while you're breaking the law. A Boston man led police on a chase through the Florida Keys early in the morning last week. Deputies got a call about a reckless U-Haul driver near mile marker 95 in Key Largo just after 7 a.m. When the driver, 29-year-old Lidovik Jelabov, had passed deputies in a school zone while he was speeding, he flipped him off. So deputies say he was speeding and following other cars too closely and blocking traffic. Even after police turned on their lights and sirens, he kept on driving till about mile marker 85. He's trying to get away in a U-Haul
In
truck.
a U-Haul, which, by the way, has a governor on it. Won't go more than 55 miles an hour.
He's arrested and taken to the Plantation Key Jail. And that is the final story that I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, we will take a quick break. Don't forget, Crystal Marie is going to be stopping in this morning to spend some time with us. She'll be at the Helium Comedy Club tomorrow night. We have a few other things to get to, which we will right after we take a break. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3.
Yeah, I guess I am missing out.
Let me, for you, Joe, there are so many different types of pizza and ways to prepare pizza that you could kind of exist in that realm if you were to perhaps throw some chicken on it now and then, just for a little bit more protein and stuff like that. So
Transition that way?
Yeah. You've never varied the menu, and toppings are a no-go for you, right?
No, I don't like the topping.
Okay.
On it. It honestly will make me gag. Like,
wow. Okay.
I assume does tomatoes have vitamin C in it? Because otherwise he's going to have scurvy, man. I mean,
surprisingly, pizza is actually fairly good nutrition-wise. It's actually fairly good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. That's a really interesting story. Thanks for sharing with us. All right.
All right.
And from here on out, we'll know you as Pizza Joe. There's no other.
All right.
Pizza. Wouldn't you love to see from like Touchstone Pizza Joe?
Pizza Joe.
Yeah.
A heartwarming story that starts off kind of tragic. I could see that. Yeah.
Eat your pizza, or they'll all laugh at you.
Oh no.
Tomatoes have vitamin C and potassium.
Okay, well, there you go. So he's getting his nutrients. Okay.
I mean,
God, he would take him over to Lorenzo's.
Protein from cheese. Oh, I'm sure, dude. Joe's probably he knows Lorenzo's if he's eating nothing but cheese pizza, I would imagine. All right, well, listen, thank you for your calls. Thank you for those of you who are on hold. I apologize I didn't get a chance to get to you, but quite interesting.
Yeah.
The calls that we got. And you know what? Let's give away Philly Pretzel Factory.
Yeah.
Gift cards. On the heels of that food conversation, I have a $25 gift card. And we'll take caller number 18 at 215-263-WMOR. The big game needs some big snacks. No game day is complete without a party tray from Philly Pretzel Factory. If you're hosting or heading to a party, order your party tray from phillypretzelfactory.com today. So let's take care of you. Give us a call right now. We'll be back, and Bizarre Files on the way. Behind the
Thank you,
it is
Kathy.
unclear
I saw
how
this
much the
article on
hacker
BuzzFeed.
demanded. I thought this might be kind of nice to examine a little bit and maybe open this up to you, since you are most likely on the way into work this morning, to let us know something about what you do that everybody needs to know. And to give you an example, there's a lot of good ones on this list, and I'll lead with this one. This is what you and the people that work in your industry understand, but the people who don't work in your industry probably need to know. And
I love stuff like this.
This first one is from emergency room workers. It says emergency rooms are not first come, first serve business. We triage you for a reason, and you cannot cut the line in front of somebody with a more serious complaint just because you got here first.
So,
and listen, I have been in that situation where you sit in the emergency room for eternity, and you're like, I got here before them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just because his head was cut off?
Right.
Wow.
But you may not know what's going on with that
You don't
person, and they need to get in there.
We went into it was a CHOP emergency room. It wasn't down in the city. It was actually the one out in King of Prussia, and it was a 3-hour wait. And as we were sitting there, it was when Jace. I think we talked about it. You guys remember? Jace got poison ivy, and it was like spreading on his body. Like, I mean, I was like watching it spread. It was like, everywhere. So we walked in, and they were like, "Okay, it's going to be a 3-hour wait." And then I went back up, and I'm like, his eyes were swollen. I'm like, it's all over. Like, how do we not know it's in his throat? And they were like, okay, come on back. Like, I think the second I thought, like, I mentioned, like, could it affect the breathing or whatever?
Right.
And we went right back. But I remember, like, the poor other kids in the waiting room, like, looking at when I walked out, I'm like, they're probably like, these freaking people. Like, they went right back. But she's like, we have to check them to make sure.
Should have walked out and
it's
said, say it's affecting your breathing.
Yeah. Say it's affecting your breathing.
So feel free to call and let us know. Here's another example. An airport worker, and this says, yes, your flight is in fact delayed due to weather. Yes, I also understand it's a gorgeous day here and at your destination airport. What you don't understand is that the airplane is coming from New York, and they had weather there. So, while it might seem like, why isn't this? Come on, there's a reason for it.
I also
by the way, 215-263-WMMR, the number.
I also want the things we're told that aren't necessarily true. The way they manage, the way they manage and meet our expectations.
What about when Marissa and I flew back from Chicago and they were like, we don't know where your pilot is.
Yes.
Oh,
shouldn't you at least have a general idea? Is he in the States? Yeah.
You need us, we'll be at the bar.
And that's where you find the pilot.
Here's another one from a photographer. It says, no, I can't grab your iPhone and take a picture to match my best studio works, even if it's the most recent model of an iPhone. Also, yes, I do charge money just to take a picture.
That's great.
There was, here's Nick. This will speak to you and Andrea because she's an artist, your girlfriend. This one, and I sent you a chain of emails from people who are trying to get free stuff from artists. It says, this one says, pencils are expensive. Prints are expensive. Proper paper is expensive, and it takes a lot of time to do a painting. So no, I can't give it to you for free for exposure. Yeah. Because that's thing people beg artists, look, I'll post it on social media. I'll plug this, and so on and so on. And they want free stuff from artists all the time.
Artists of all types too. I mean, musicians, painters, sculptors, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, we'll put it out there. We'll give you exposure, and that's enough to pay you. Well, no. I need to get paid for my time and my work.
There's one time where that will hold water when they don't pay halftime performers at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Because, yes, you're legitimately getting exposure.
If you're Snoop Dogg, it's cool.
All right, let me get some calls here. I'm going to go to Janet, who is an ER nurse. Hi, Janet. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Janet, what is it that people need to know about your line of work?
Just because they come in on a stretcher with an ambulance does not mean that they're automatically going to get a bed in the emergency room. They may still go out in the waiting room.
Okay. There were a couple of texts that came in saying that just because you take an ambulance doesn't mean that you're going to be seen before everyone else.
I think I would assume that if I came in, that they transported me in an ambulance, that they were going to get me right in.
We've had patients that leave, go across the street, call an ambulance, and come in
because they think
they'll get a bed in the back.
Wow.
And they've been waiting in the waiting
my
room. And we'll
gosh.
recognize the name and be that, no, doesn't happen like that. You go to the bottom of the list, back out in the waiting room you go.
Wow.
So Janet, if to Kathy's point, if someone were to say, I think I'm having breathing problems, I mean, not that we're trying to have you betray the confidences, but would that accelerate their consideration?
It may, but
All
they also are triaged by a qualified nurse that is going to be able to decipher most times whether they're really having breathing problems or they're faking it.
All right, Janet. Well, if you guys ever need help, I'm pretty good with the trach. And if you guys ever get
and you don't want to pretend that you have some kind of a symptom that you don't really have. It's just going to head you down a path.
I had them laugh in my face.
Surprise.
Yeah, when
I know.
I talked about pregnancy pains, Preston.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Let me go to, I have Mike, who is a police officer. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Gadzooks, guys.
Gadzooks, buddy. What's up, man?
So we've all seen a police officer pull up to a light, a traffic light, without his lights on, turn his lights on, go through, turn his lights back off. And everybody assumes they're just abusing their power, driving through the light to get through the light. That's absolutely not true. That 100% of the time they're responding to a medium priority call.
Okay.
Where they don't need their lights for the entire response, but they don't have, the time to wait at the traffic lights.
Yeah. And by the way, and speaking of that, a police officer is sitting in their car all day long. Yeah. Why would they pull up to a light and go, man, I got to get through this light right now? Come on!
Yeah. What's medium priority, officer?
Things like maybe domestic that's not in progress, a fight not in progress, or something like that, a verbal altercation, things like that.
What about like a security alarm?
Those are most of the time are reduced speed calls where we don't use our lights. You would get hundreds of those a week.
Oh yeah.
How often do you get the question of do you have a quota for writing speeding tickets?
Every day.
And do you have a quota?
That's absolutely illegal.
Right. All right.
Quota.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, man. Take care. Thanks for the call.
That's a good one. I mean, we've all seen it, and I'm like, well, where's that cop going?
Right, yeah. What's that? Well, I want one of those.
Probably going someplace to write up quota tickets.
Here is a text says, teachers work on average between 45 and 60 hours a week, depending on their position, but do not get paid overtime. We also don't get paid to not work over the summer. We get paid for 10 months, or we can choose to spread that out over 12 months, resulting in smaller but more frequent paychecks.
So how does that work? So they get one flat fee, and they can opt to take that summer break, or they can just get a continuous check at a lower rate of pay.
Listen, if your salary, let's just say, is $60,000, you can choose to get that paid over 10 months.
Or 12 months.
Or 12 months.
Can you choose to get it paid over 1 week?
All right, let me go to some other callers with your industry. This is what people in your industry know, but people who are not in your industry, you feel should know. I'm going to go to Chris, who is a mover. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on?
Yo, bud. Want to hear your story. What's up, bud?
Yeah, so being in the moving industry, every customer always assumes that they can see and know what fits through what doors and what walls.
Okay.
And pretty much every time I'm forced to carry whatever object up, and it never fits.
So everyone, and I think you're probably right, because I end up being sort of the furniture mule for a lot of friends, moving stuff, and you're exactly right. And you over time, you build up a knowledge of, I can see this, I can see that, it's not going to work, but everyone still thinks, hey, at least give it a try, right?
Yeah, I guess.
No matter what it does to your back or whatever, just go for it.
All right, Chris. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Guys.
That's a hard-working gig right
Absolutely,
there.
man.
I will go next to Jake. Hey, Jake, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks to you. Jake here, it says you're a music therapist.
Yes.
3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Marissa. I want to go back to a bizarre file story that I had just a moment ago. It was about a woman in India, and she has filed a police complaint against her husband and his family, claiming she was tricked into marriage. And one of the things that was a big tip-off that this guy was a liar, and there are other things that he did, but it was the fact that she was promised a man with thick, healthy hair, and she didn't know until after they were married that he was bald and he had actually been wearing a wig the whole time. So I know this is a bit of a stretch, but in this day and age of app dating and meeting people that way, I've got to imagine you have to be suspect of almost anything that anyone says.
What the hell is that?
Maybe you let your guard down and you hope that people are being honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's such an opportunity to lie about yourself before you meet people.
I would almost think,
which is stupid, but
you would expect it. Yeah.
You know people do it.
It's like puffing up a resume.
So I wanted to throw this out there to those who have been spending some time on the apps. What is something you finally meet them in person? You're like, oh, okay. They clearly lied about this.
The hunchback.
And it could be about a physical thing, which is the obvious, from keying off of this story. But there are other things like, occupation or where you live or the fact that they were married or whatever. Big lie that you found out about in that first meeting. 610-660-9333 is the number.
I got to figure that's really common. Or at least, I know that they've talked about ways of sort of refining the systems down so they can sort of sweep those out. But still, people look at the pictures people post that have been, glossied up and everything that are not even remotely representative of what they look like.
We should sometime, because we're all in relationships here, we're all married, we should do a mock dating profile for each of us and present yourself as you would legitimately online with the picture you would use and everything, because I'm of the belief in that if you candy coat it, you're not giving the real you.
Yeah.
And it's going to set you up for failure no matter what.
I say go in harder. Like really. So that when the meeting finally takes place, this was better.
This is better.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean go that way?
You aren't such a mess.
Yeah, but the only problem there is, I think
you're not going to attract the person who's going to skip the mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got only 6 of one, a half dozen of the other, right?
I mean, also in this day and age, like you have your profile. I assume you also have a social media presence as well. So I'm sure people. I would hope people do their due diligence before going out on that first date, not just trusting the dating site alone.
Yeah, there are enough people that are, I guess not a cord cutter, but are off of social media. Like maybe a LinkedIn, you can find it. You can do that without a photo. I mean, there's some deep diving that you can do. But I've had friends say that they wish they required you to change your photos like every 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to keep with
like hold a newspaper up. Like,
right. Here's today's day. Let me ask you. So, well, Marissa, if you were dating now, and you're happily married, obviously, would your first reflexive thing, if you were on an app, would be to jump over and look for this person's social media?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do a deep dive. I mean, you could find, a photo from their college fraternity.
All right.
And you could find whatever you can.
By the way, I said we're all married. That's not true. Ryan Shuttleworth is not married. He's a single man, and I actually would like to make it a mission that we find Ryan a companion at some point.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you're okay? Yeah, what the hell?
Dealer's choice, whatever you'd like, sure.
All right, now,
Can
Ryan,
it be a prostitute?
Now, Ryan, you have, we've asked you about this before. The apps,
Yeah, the apps aren't for me. Like, I find that, I'm better just going out into the world and meeting people that way. Because to your point, people can be very selective on what they find. And then you get to the point where if you're out with somebody, then on top of that, finding out there are other lies on top of it. So, I can see what's going on, figure it out from there.
You've mentioned before you're vertically challenged.
Yes.
How tall are you?
I am 6'3" minus a foot.
Okay,
That's how I
6'3"
describe it.
minus a foot.
You're a short king, though.
That's what they tell me.
And the
That's
short
what they tell
king
me.
is the thing now.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping for it.
Yeah.
Sure, what the hell?
I don't know
the
short
age-
king. Do tell.
Women who are freely admitting that they are attracted to the vertically challenged,
and you should be.
The concept is, Ryan, and tell me if you've ever heard this, a little bit more swagger.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have found that, as long as you're funny and you have you're a little
And a
bit
huge dong.
and a huge dong, and if you just all you have to do is listen, pay attention, and and honestly, just be present in the situation, you'll get laid. It's that easy.
If you were using an app, would you put that you were 5'3" on there?
Absolutely,
Okay.
I always do.
Why?
Good.
Why? And I agree with you 100%. Why?
Yeah.
Why forestall the inevitable?
Yeah.
What are you going to come in on stilts?
Yeah. Are you currently on an app by any chance?
I mean, technically, I don't ever use them, so
Okay.
it just needs to be deleted. Got to find the time to do that.
I've never even glanced at one. I've never
neither have I.
even looked. I know the term swipe left and right.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Is that only for one, though? Or do they all swipe left and right? I have no idea.
They all have different actions.
Okay.
But sometimes,
Tinder, that was the that was the one, right? Yeah.
Some of them you're just diving in and you're just seeing photo. Some of them you're clicking on the profile, but they don't always you can insert that kind of information somewhere, but they're not prompting you to what's your, negative, what do you hate about yourself? Or what is something that you want to make sure this person knows? Instead, it's just tell us some fun stuff about yourself.
So it's almost like a Jeopardy question, when they do a little Jeopardy interview, with the contestants.
Sure, yeah.
Very quick. Let me ask you. So how prominent are the pictures on these sites when they come up? When you're on a Tinder, is it a full picture? Is it just like an avatar picture?
Yeah, it's a full picture from what I've seen. So it's it's the full picture taken center stage, the name and age usually the next thing.
All right,
and then from that, if you wanted to all right, I'm not sure left or right, then you can kind of scroll in and say, all right, these are my hobbies, this is my cat, that kind of thing.
I wonder if the process is once you get somebody says they're interested and they swipe, can they then access additional information that you've included about yourself?
I think if you once you match and you can actually have that conversation, I think what you put on there is what you see, and you can be as forthcoming or not as you want on most of these apps.
Here's a text from it says, dating apps are an absolute hellish realm. I am on them, so I know.
Wow, that is not what I would call an endorsement.
I'm just going to say this. I was at Yard's Brewery on Friday night. Ladies, if you are looking for guys, there were so many guys there on Friday night.
Yeah.
The one on 5th and Spring Garden. Just go there.
Have you ever had any encounter when you were dating, Marissa? You'd probably be the most recent of us dating. Ryan is dating, obviously, as well, but I want it from the female perspective, where you were told or you chatted with someone or corresponded with someone before you actually met them in person and had them be wholly other than what you were anticipating?
No, I'm very similar to Ryan, where I would just meet people in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tend to just. Oh, I don't know if you have heard this about me, Steve. I like to go out.
Yes.
So
your bio, it says you're 6'3".
No, so yeah, I tend to, cross paths with people and chat with people in bars. I'm the person, even, when I'm in a relationship, I'll go into a bar or a restaurant with friends and they'll go into the table in the corner where there's plenty of seats for everybody. And I'm like, what are you doing? Go stand near the bar, squeeze in between those two cute guys. And
how did you meet your husband?
He was pouring beer at a Philly Beer Week event, and I was hosting it for the radio station. And I walked around to each brewery to meet each person because I thought he was cute, and I went to introduce myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So it was strategic. You specifically wanted to meet him, so you went and said hi to everybody else, so it didn't look like you went directly to him.
Yep.
Did you at that time know he was bald? No,
no, he was not. No, actually, it's funny because he wears a hat all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he wears like a snow cap, he does look like he has no hair. And I'm like,
Right.
what are you doing? Like,
All
you
right.
have a great head of hair.
Next question.
Uh-huh.
What number in line was he? Because he definitely wasn't the first, right? And
No, you had to have a
wanted
nice,
make
a believable buffer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was probably 3 or 4.
All right.
I was like, oh, I'm
Smart.
taking a picture with each brewery, so I have a picture with each person. And it was actually he was pouring with another guy, and the other guy kept hitting on me, and I was like, yeah, no. I kept going the other way.
Yeah. When did you guys connect?
When he was like, yeah, I was in the X Games, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, he pulled that one out.
Yeah.
huh?
How quickly
dropped
did he
it.
drop that?
He dropped it like within the first 20 minutes.
Excuse me, could you hand me that? I was in the X Games.
Yeah.
Could you hand me that? I was in the X Games.
Yeah, I love that. Here's a text. Somebody says, matched with a girl once and she wanted to put things up my butt. I got scared.
Hey, you never know what you like.
That's right.
Another one
kink shame.
says, met my husband on OkCupid, happily married, but before him, all I ever got were D pics.
Oh, stop.
Nick, really?
Yeah, I guess so.
I
man.
think there's probably a situation, though, where you're talking about going to the original Bizarre File story, Preston, where the notion of getting involved with someone, they've passed all the hurdles, say you're married or in a relationship, and then you discover, stuff can elude that. And if someone is working on keeping something a secret, like in this case, this sounds like an arranged marriage in the
It
Bizarre File.
does. Yeah, it does. And maybe that was the case. And then she was sold a poor, goods.
Were you ever involved in a potential arranged marriage with your parents?
You ever gone on a blind date by any chance?
I've never done a blind date.
Wow. I want to say that I have, Case, and maybe I've blocked it out because I'm pretty sure it's happened at one time.
You
or another.
told us a story where you were talking with or corresponding with someone, and you drove up to pick her up, and you drove right past
Just kept going so bad. It's
cringe
one.
at that.
It's one of my true regrets that I have, that it was just not a good move, because we as a teenager, you could sit and talk on the phone for hours to a girl.
Perhaps, yeah.
I don't even remember. She was over at a friend's house or something like that. I was talking to the friend handed the phone to her. This is before cell phones.
Right.
And so you just, in any way, shape, or form, you were connecting
You're
with
young, you're superficial.
the opposite sex. So I talked to her for like an hour and a half. We were connecting. I'm like, this is great. And let's meet tomorrow. Okay, I'll be here. I'll be standing out there. All right, I'll be driving by. This is what my car looks like. I drive up and I'm like, oh my God. And we made eye contact.
Are you Preston?
And I kept going. And I'm telling you.
Did she know? Do you think she knew?
Probably. I told her what my car looked like, man. And there weren't that many brown 1973 Mustangs driving around.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it kills you, right? You feel terrible.
I feel terrible.
Yeah.
I feel terrible to this day. It was just, but you know what? Hey, we all have these things in our life.
Yes.
Some you look back on and going, I was a dick. I shouldn't have done that. I did it. I've come to terms with it, but it still stings.
Maybe she got with Barsky. So there you go.
Maybe.
Would any date from a dating app hypothetically be a blind date? Like, I guess you talked a little bit. You know what they look like.
Classic blind dates are you're operating on
nothing.
Maybe it's just technology that has changed it.
Yeah.
But a description. I have someone who'd be perfect for you.
Yeah, you're trusting the matchmaker.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they look like.
Yeah.
And listen, as superficial as that may sound, a connection starts there.
Yeah.
Someone does have to be physically appealing at first. Now, things can change over time. They can either become more attractive or less attractive as you get to know them.
Yeah.
But there has to be that one thing. And if you show up just on blind faith, sometimes it can go the other way.
I set up, I set up my best friend and my cousin. And so my cousin lives in New Jersey, and my best friend obviously lives here in PA, and they are both very attractive people, and they were single. And I said, hey, why don't you guys try this? And so there was an attraction, but really what it boiled down to is that he is like an extreme sort of athlete. Like he mountain bikes and he hikes and camps and he's super outdoorsy. She's not at all. And so that was, and so they said thank you, but the connection there, she's like, no, that's not what I want. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no common hobbies or no common interests.
What have you had a successful, hey, you two should meet, and then had it be a full-on success? I have one.
Really?
Yeah, I have one. And that was my old martial arts instructor, Steve. And we were at a Preston Steve event, a mixer.
Oh, yes.
And I met this girl, and I'm talking to her, and I'm like, I know somebody who I think you would get along with great. Introduced the two of them. They got married, kids, the whole thing.
She was
feel pretty good about
a teacher,
that.
was she not?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that worked.
Yeah.
I get nervous setting up friends because I don't want it to go wrong.
Yeah.
And then whatever.
You lose both.
But
his name is Charlie, and he lives with his family at a ranch.
But I've learned that like my friends have hooked up behind my back without me realizing it.
Oh.
So like without officially setting them up, just putting them in the same room together, and then it just happens.
Okay.
It's weird to be in that situation where, someone thinks, and if someone is very, has your best interests in mind, and they really, this is a perfect person for you, but it's an uncomfortable thing, because not only are you possibly going to have an embarrassing situation, you're going to feel like you're letting down the person who matchmaked you.
I've got Paul, who's got a story to share on the line. Hi, Paul. Good morning, bud.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, sir. What's up?
I am a former Tinder swiper, as I met my wife on there. We're happily married. We've been for 2 years now.
Oh.
We've known each other for 5, going on 6.
Very good.
And now in public, she'll talk about how if she were dating now, she wouldn't even swipe.
She would not have swiped.
Why?
So apparently I looked over it after we were dating for a while, and she said I had multiple group photos, but I had like 2, and the rest were just me.
Okay.
So she was like, I have no idea which one was you. But then my description had my height on it, me being the tallest one in my friend group.
So you thought they would be obvious, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'd be like, hey, I'm 6'5", and I made a little joke saying, or I could be 3 kids stacked in a trench coat. So it's up to you for you to find out.
All right, that was cute. That was a little
that's
joke.
kind of fun.
I mean, she always makes fun of it, like, hey, we're still married. We have a kid now.
What
on you?
What about her profile? Was it? Did she? By the way, who picked who to like first? I don't know how these things work.
How
does it work?
You typically just swipe, and then you get a match if they swipe back.
Oh,
in the same direction.
Who swiped first?
I believe I did.
Okay. And then she was like, okay, this is worth checking. And then
She was like, oh, I'll give you a chance. She was desperate enough, I guess.
And then did you communicate via text for a little while and eventually decide to meet up?
Yeah, so we messaged for a little bit on Tinder, and then she's like, this is getting annoying to come on here and just talk to you, so here's my number. And then we text for a little bit, and then we kind of dropped off for a while.
Wait,
and then she picked back.
Okay.
So real quick, so if somebody swipes first, is the other person alerted that they've been swiped, or?
I think if you go on, that first person that pops up might be the one that swiped on you. So you can either swipe right and you match, or swipe left and just move on.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
I don't know the mechanics. I'd be too nervous. I'd be incredibly.
It's super nerve wracking.
So
I don't
yeah.
have to do it anymore.
right.
Listen, my buddy's cousin is
Thanks, buddy.
is active on, and I don't know if he's with anybody right now, but I just hear from my buddy, his cousin's getting laid all the time, and like that's basically
if that's your purpose.
Yeah.
Dude, my friend who went through a divorce after they broke up, and this is a couple of years ago. I was talking to him, and he's like, dude, I'm getting so much. He's like, it's crazy. And I'm like, and of course, I'm living through, my teenage years. Dude, tell me about it.
But
Tell me more.
Oh, man.
But it was
the 900 different ways that could go so badly
But
if you had it on tap.
But the same thing because you mentioned how much you would hate having to do all this. I'd hate having to do the other thing too.
Yeah.
Go somewhere, meet somebody, invest time and buy some drinks or whatever it is you're doing and go through and play that. It's a dance no matter what.
It's going to be, there's pros and cons. What was the site that the comedian, I forget his name, is really great. It was in here, he was mentioning for, it was everything. Gay, bi.
Oh, hang on. Ryan's got it.
Sniffies.
Sniffies.
Sniffies where literally it'll tell you there's a horny guy or girl, basically a tenth of a mile away. Let's go now.
Steve, I have a friend who was dating somebody, and they think that they found him on Sniffies.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
so
but it
there's,
has
it's different levels too.
You got to check out the interface because it's like a map with, icons and pictures showing exactly what is what and where.
I wonder how easily it would be for someone who is, I'll just use the term normal, whatever, average, maybe is a better term. and they're single, and they find themselves in this position, and they find something like Sniffies, which is essentially just go get laid.
Yeah.
And then how deep that could drag you into the world of just full-on casual sex. And by that, I mean whenever and wherever you
Everything,
want
yeah,
to.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I
listen,
wonder if it's a slippery slope.
If it must be seductive at a certain point. If you have someone who is had a little less game and then finds out that they're like, going crazy on an app.
Slippery slope. It's all wet and moist and squishy and
warm. Ryan, how long have you been on Sniffies?
Hold on, 36 seconds, 37. I'm looking right now.
Hang on. Somebody said they tried to call. They couldn't get through. It says, I met my wife on Craigslist in 2011.
Wow.
Haven't heard about that.
She was at the curb.
Have not heard about that in a long time. Well, Craigslist, even before all the buying and selling things, that was a hookup site.
Yes, it was.
For sure.
Yeah.
I was always a little afraid of Craigslist.
I'm always told it's still even like Facebook and standard Instagram and the casual sliding into DMs is still a big thing. We are so
Sure.
out of this realm. You are now
Yeah.
too, married lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have friends that are doing it, so I'm not. I'm starting to see a lot more too is like matchmakers. That's becoming a job again.
Really? Yeah.
I met two girls in Westchester. They have a place or a group called the Match Desk Social. And they're out of like the suburbs and they're matching people. They were like, we have two people on a date right now.
Do you know who does very well? The girls, Sam and Kate. From,
What was...
it's Free Dating Advice Philly.
Free dating advice, yeah.
I can imagine there comes liability with being the matchmaker. Because what if you match them up with a psycho? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Well, I think...
I really like you, man.
I think that's the thing about the matchmakers is they vet them for you.
Well,
you can only do so much. Sure.
Yeah. We dealt with the guy whose mom was a famous Philadelphia matchmaker.
Oh yeah,
and he had a singles show.
Yeah,
it was kind of his thing. He was a good-looking dude.
Yeah, Steve. That's his name.
Steve was yeah, and his mother lived down in like Aikens Oval, around that general area, one of those condo complexes, and that was her occupation for decades, matchmaking.
Well, maybe the matchmakers, the professional matchmakers, have more access to inside information, because you usually have to pay a fee to, if you want to dig up people's information and stuff.
Yeah, and there's a new, there's that Raya, right? There's the famous one where all the celebrities are on, and you have to have a certain income level.
You have to be vetted.
Then my friends that have teamed up with matchmakers, sometimes it's somebody, whether it's a male or a female, who just doesn't have the time or the interest to go through the sites. So you just kind of join into their pool of available single people, and one person is paying, so there is a higher level of vetting that is going on.
And your friends have used this service before?
Yeah.
And had success with it?
No.
Or no?
No, but there has been successes that have been out there.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious.
The friends that have done it might not also be the people that should be doing this.
Okay.
Ever heard of jerkmate? They're not
Hang on.
open-minded.
I got to go to this call. Line 3, it is Ron, a former Sniffy user.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Ron, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. First and foremost, I'm also known as Thrasher the Bull. So I gotta say, what's up, YouTube?
Thrasher the Bull on YouTube, and you're a former Sniffy user.
Yes, I am.
All right.
And the reason why I'm a former one is because I opened it up one day, and somebody was right near me, and they invited me to come over. When I went over there, it was about 5 minutes from my house. I went over there, and I walked right into an orgy.
How many people were part of this orgy?
So before I left, there were 10.
Oh, whoa!
God. It was supposed to be 30.
30? So there were still some late arrivals. Don't you hate that when people show up late for an orgy?
It was known as a see and dump.
my
a see
God.
and dump.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh, my
Ron,
God.
describe the scene when the person comes to the door. And when I say comes to the door, not baby.
I'm about to say, what do you mean by that? So when he opened the door, he greeted me, but as soon as I walked in, there were a whole bunch of other people there. Music was blaring.
Okay.
There was one person in the middle, and there was a line. I'm trying to be as PG as possible.
Wow.
So
all right, this person was, there were people getting ready to take their turn with this person.
Yes.
The person was naked and engaging in sex at that.
On all fours, looking like a turkey dinner.
Wow. Ron, just a quick question. Was there a coat check?
No, we just threw our stuff.
Okay.
Just put your stuff on the bed.
Curious, yeah.
I didn't stay because that's, believe it or not, that's actually not my.
That's not your scene.
So I would think,
all right,
Preston, what would you be more upset with? Having sex with 29 individuals you had no idea who they are, or laying your coat on someone else's coat?
Oh, man, that's a tough
I don't know
one.
where that coat's been.
Ron, did you do an abrupt about face, or did you say, hey, thanks, but no thanks?
Pretty much once things kind of like, I kind of was like a ninja in the night, just poof and left.
Well, I would imagine, listen, they for something like that, they don't want people there that don't want to be there. So it'd be no big deal to say, hey,
you're
sorry.
a buzzkill.
Yeah.
You're bringing down the orgy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to be a buzzkill. Like, you know what? That's not my thing. I just wait for more people to come, and then once there was a crowd, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and step out.
30 people. So besides that, Ron, what was some of the other dabblings with the sniffy site that you encountered? Was it mostly just straight one partner with one partner and sort of conventional stuff, or did it get more adventurous?
So the thing about that app is the main people that use it are usually what we call in the gay community DL, meaning down low.
Down low, sure, yeah. They're trying to hide it.
So it's a lot of people who are like, I'm straight, but a mouth is a mouth.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Mouth is a mouth.
Oh, so okay, so
it's like people's is people's.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I didn't realize that
the Swedish chef says people's is people's, and a mouth is a mouth.
I didn't realize it was a gay orgy. I thought. Never mind.
What did you think it was, Casey?
No, I don't know. Because I don't know. I thought it was a regular orgy. And when you said this, I assumed it was a female sitting there and a bunch of dudes waiting.
No.
Okay.
That's why they were backed up.
Sniffies is a LGBTQ.
Okay.
Did you,
gay men.
Ron? Did you get this sensation? Though because the comedian we had in there was great, by the way. He indicated that there was also a hetero community that used it as well, but you would say probably not?
Well, there is, like I said, it's a hetero community that uses it, but it's mainly DL people.
I got you. I see.
They're dabbling.
Okay, yeah.
I'm straight by day, gay by night.
You like Batman.
I got you. Yeah. All right, hey. Well, that's a great story. Ron, thanks for checking in, bud. All right, we'll see ya. Thanks.
Tommy, are you on the down low? You will be.
Wait, you're doing a mix of Bane and Batman. Yeah, maybe those two. Oh,
Bane Man.
That's a connection right there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see those two on Sniffies. Bane and Batman together.
Listen, what are you doing after this?
All right, well, it's
a crazy world out there.
It's a world we are not familiar with.
To your point, though, I think that the likelihood of the finding out something, there's a great scene in Gonna Get You, Sucker, where Keenan Ivory Wayans gets a woman back to her apartment, and she's Preston, the wig comes off. She has this big wig, and she unhooks her leg, and she's, and she's nothing what she's says she was before, and it's a great scene. But the likelihood, I think, and we haven't thought of those terms for a while. Even the most casual detective can do a ton of background.
Yeah.
Just
maybe it's just not worth it anymore because it's so. There's so much you can access about almost anybody and everyone.
Verifiable, yeah.
I don't know, unless you create a
avatar,
a full fake persona.
Yeah,
I mean, just someone different using pictures of yourself, but a different name. I don't know.
They're supposedly the sites are supposedly getting more aggressive with skimming off false information, making it an even playing field, and trying to get the predatory behavior off these sites. I don't know. Some people swear by them, some people don't.
But the photos are important. I want to go to one last call. We'll take a break in just a moment, but I'll go to Mike. Hey, Mike, good morning, bud.
Hey, good morning at Presbo.
Hey, man, good morning to see you. All right, what did you want to tell us about? You met your wife on one of the apps, right? Or on an account?
Yeah, the one The one that I met my wife on was Plenty of Fish. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yes.
it, but back in the day, that was like the one that you could go on to where you didn't need to do a subscription. So I had a basic photo of me, and then I had a bunch more on my profile. I had one of me in a clown mask, kind of inside of the spirit of Halloween, so signifying that, I'm a fan of Halloween. I love everything Halloween.
Uh-huh.
But she almost, because of that photo, she almost did not message me.
Wow.
Yeah. And
So-
now we're
so-
together.
Your audio's a little rough here, so I'm gonna repeat what you just said for the audience if they missed it. So there was a picture. He had a picture of himself in a clown mask.
Oh.
He was in the Spirit of Halloween store.
Yeah.
Taking a Halloween picture, but she doesn't know that, and she's looking on this site. And she sees dude in a clown mask.
He's a serial killer.
And almost passed. And that's a near miss because that's your soulmate now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we started dating in 2019. We got married in 2022, and she never to this day has she ever regretted it until I started putting my cold hands down her back.
Mike, when did the voice of your mother tell you to kill her? When did that start happening?
Probably right before the wedding ceremony.
Right.
Before the wedding.
Yeah, it was too late to call things off at that point. All right, Mike, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You know what? We should start, Preston, a site, call it Snuffies.
Okay.
And people who are playing jug bands. Snuffy Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a more benign version of Sniffies.
Yeah, common interest.
I don't think I could last 1 second in this app dating world.
There's one more thing that's happening out there. It's called Pitch a Friend. And you get your friend to pretty much make a PowerPoint presentation about you.
You mentioned
read
this.
that recently. Yeah.
So
How
it
successful is it?
Great, because it happens at bars, and they only have like 5 or 10 pitch a friend. They actually do pitch a pet too, Steve, sometimes.
If you want to have sex with your pet.
Well, pets that need to
God.
be adopted, and then
Oh, I
whatever
see.
you do at home. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's fun because who's going to tell a better story about you than your friends?
I think that also a lot of people would take the word of a friend to say, well, this person really feels passionately about this person.
I wonder how long this will last. You know what I mean?
It's what's happening right now.
Whole
It's like
thing. Well,
like speed dating was a thing for a
exactly.
while. This is what's happening now.
Sex bots are going to wipe it all out.
Yeah.
I thought speed dating was a pretty solid idea.
We did it. Remember, we did it. We had we did it a couple times. It worked out pretty well.
But that came and went. That trend came and went. And it was probably the same thing that you see with every other thing that pops up. A lot of people jump on board, they start doing it, and then they start maybe seeing the same people, and it's like, okay, we don't want to do this anymore. But I thought speed dating was a great way to just real quick, face-to-face, do I make a connection with this person? And you could cancel it out or not right then and there, or say, oh, let's take this out for a spin.
What happens is it comes out, everyone starts to get on board, and then the predators start to become part of it, and then they sully it.
And they ruin it.
Yeah.
That's what always
What was it?
happens.
Ashley Madison was the site that got the data breach, where people were using it to cheat.
Oh, Ashley Madison.
Ashley Madison?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley Madison was kind of a cheat site, wasn't it?
It was actually meant
that's
to promote
was
cheating.
based on.
Not kind of. It was.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyhow, good luck, dear friend, and thank you for sharing your stories. We appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break and come back in a moment. Crystal Marie is here, and she's going to be at Helium Comedy Club tomorrow night. So we'll get in, chat, hang out, have a good time. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people probably don't even know that that's a career.
Yeah.
The people that do sometimes assume that, like, oh, you make a playlist and put it on an iPod. That's pretty cool. No, that's not at all what I do. No, I go in with my guitar, or I got a piano. I work mainly now with children, and I'm working on communication goals. So it's a very real career that a lot of people probably just don't even know about.
Yep.
Wanted to give a little plug to it.
So do you? And so we have a friend of the show. He and his daughters, Michael and his daughters, Emma, and she is. She's using music as therapy, and it seems to be yielding incredible results. Do you find that, Jake?
Absolutely. The kids that I work with now just absolutely come alive. Like some of these kids can't really talk or communicate otherwise, and music provides them with a way to express themselves and just have a great time and socialize with their friends. All that good stuff.
So we've often heard it said, and I've seen it in practice, where people who have a stutter, if they sing or if they use music, can get over that. Is there a similar process? Does that work as well with people on the spectrum?
Absolutely. It's like a way of kind of using meter to like regulate speech and all that kind of good stuff. It's just it's really, really cool. And my
awesome.
girlfriend's actually my girlfriend's a speech therapist, so we love to trade tricks back and forth.
Oh, very cool. Well, you do good work. You do noble work.
All right. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. All right. So
Thanks,
these are
guys.
things that you think people should know about your industry. I like this one. This says, I work in biomedical research. The most frustrating thing is that people seem to think that there's one cure for cancer and that the government or big pharma are hiding it. That is such an ignorant statement. Cancer is a collection of hundreds of diseases. Do you really think it is possible to have one cure for hundreds of diseases?
Do you know people who think that?
Why can't they find a cure for cancer? I mean, that's a standard phrase.
Yeah.
We also know
So it
that
goes on to say, hang on a second, Casey. It says, I work in biomedical. Oh, that's the same thing over and over. All right, go ahead, Casey.
So I was
Sorry.
going to say, obviously we know that big pharma makes big money, and
There's some issues there.
But my brother is a chemist, and there's also a lot of wasted money, right? So my brother was researching and trying to come up with literally a cure for cancer, and they would spend months, if not years, on reactions, and then they would get to that like final testing stage, and it turns out it didn't work. And everything that they did is scrapped, and they have to start from square one. And that is happening every day, all over the country. And so there's a lot of wasted money. And I don't want to say wasted money, but there's a lot of wasted
you also
research.
have office parties and things that they require a lot too, like pizza parties.
Yeah.
No. A cure for a cancer, right? A type of cancer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And have they cured cancers along the way? Are there ones that used to exist but don't any longer that they have cures for?
Like Dr. Mike says, we're living in amazing times right now.
So
with
they
cancer
do?
treatment. Well, I mean, like he says, and Michael say, no one need ever die of thyroid cancer. No one need ever die of prostate cancer.
Right.
And a lot of that is also early detection.
I'm going to go next to Jesus, a truck driver. Jesus, good morning.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
What's up, man?
All right, as a truck driver, there's two things.
Yeah.
These cars, they tend to switch lanes without signaling in front of you and braking. We haul 80,000 pounds. We cannot stop.
Yes.
On the dot. And there were countless times that I almost hit other cars because of situations like that.
Jesus, in a fully loaded truck, how long does it take you to come to a full stop if you're traveling at 40 miles an hour?
For 45, I'm going to say 55 miles an hour, like on the turnpike, for example, where there's hardly any vehicles.
Right.
Half a football field.
Wow. People don't realize that. Yeah.
Also, like I feel like I get nervous with truck drivers. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Excuse me, can I get over? Like,
So we all know trucks don't have that acceleration that cars do, but what you might not be thinking about is the stopping ability.
Right.
So that's what Jesus wants people to know.
Exactly.
They
And
can't.
that's one more thing. The right side of the cab, there's a huge blind spot.
Yep.
And cars tend to ride on that side, and sometimes I cannot see vehicles on that side in my mirrors, and I have so many mirrors.
Right. And I've read signs on trucks that say if you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you.
Can't see you.
Absolutely.
So
exactly.
That's what I always try to keep in mind. If I'm near a truck and I can't see the mirror, I try to get in a position where if I'm going to stay in that zone, that they can at least I can see a mirror so they can see me.
Jesus, have you ever provided cover for someone trying to elude Smokey and they will drive under the truck and just hide out there? Like in Smokey and the Bandit? You ever do that?
He's like,
I guess not.
No.
So that the movies must have lied to us.
Wait, and Jesus, last question. A truck driver once told me, like, if we're going to pass the truck, like, do it. Just go past.
Yeah.
Don't linger
Yes.
anywhere there.
Yeah.
Just pass them.
Just pass.
Yeah.
I even have cars like they linger right on my trailer. Don't do that. Goodness. Like I be having my signal on. I be wanting to switch lanes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they want to speed up and stay in the middle of my trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, just clear. Get out of the way. Move.
Thanks, Jesus. Yeah, agreed. So let's say the truck is doing 60 miles an hour. You don't want to go any faster than 60 miles an hour. You're with that truck right next to it. Live a little. Go crazy. Bump it up to 65 for about 30 seconds. pull over into their lane, and then temper back to 60, and you guys will be going the same speed, and that left lane is now clear.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
By the way, that's the law in Jersey. You're only supposed to use that left lane for passing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's most places are that way for sure. All right, let me read a couple of others. I know we have a ton of calls on the line. Here's one that says, lifeguard, I am not a babysitter. It is your job as a parent to watch your kid when swimming, and if they can't swim, you have to be in the water within 5 feet of them at all times.
If there's an emergency, the lifeguards will help.
Another one, librarian. Public libraries are not safe places to drop off your kids. It's not the books that are unsafe. It's the other patrons and the fact that librarians are not babysitters. Here you go. Here's another thing that people in their industry understand, but the general public doesn't grasp. A zoo worker says, yes, the animal is in the exhibit. Sometimes you have to look a little bit longer than 8 seconds in order to see it.
Well, a lot of them also have.
I've stood there and gone, where is it?
There's nothing in there.
And then you'll see like the cheetah behind a tree. You'll see a tail popping out. It's like, oh no, I came on the wrong day.
Here's from a designer. It says, if you want to fit a portrait image into a landscape canvas, you either have to crop it, leave a black or white border, or empty space left or right, or distort it, which is almost always a bad idea. On a regular occurrence, clients are unhappy with either of these options, and they just want me to somehow make it fit. I don't know about all that.
What would you say is the biggest misconception about, say, during the day on radio that people listening think that
okay,
that
here's
happens?
the deal. There's no secret way to win a contest, okay? Like, it's at the discretion of whoever is on the air, of what number caller they take, when they ask for you to call in, when they even start answering the calls after they tell you to call in. There's no special line that gets you here quicker. You don't need to wait 10 seconds before you start dialing. You don't need to dial right a little bit beforehand. It is completely arbitrary. There is no way.
No,
so
and
I've had people throughout my career ask me, how do I win a contest? It's like, dude, it is luck of the draw. That's all there is to it.
That's exactly true. And yet, bizarrely, there are certain areas that will get in easier, when we have a contest. It's just the luck of the draw.
Here's one from a dentist, and they simply say, flossing actually helps.
Yeah, it does.
You should know.
I've been flossing for a few years now, and ever since I started flossing, I've had. Well, I don't want to say, I don't want to jinx anything, but
yeah, no, dude. I used to. I would have be brushing my teeth and spit it out, and like blood would be in there, and I'm like, I talked. This is years and years and years ago. I asked my dentist. They're like, are you flossing? No.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Gingivitis. Floss, and that will stop happening, and it sure enough did.
And dentists and dental hygienists can tell when you don't. So like,
because there's plaque buildup
right?
in there.
But if you're trying to hide it, and there's just no point in lying to them, saying, yeah, I floss every day, and if you don't, they'll know.
I've been flossing, I think, since I had teeth.
Yeah, well, my toothbrush is also a water pick simultaneously. Ooh. So as I'm brushing my teeth, it's a water pick.
See if I got that one for Jace.
Awesome.
All right, let me go.
It's loud as hell, though.
I'm going to go to Alex. Hey, Alex, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry for bothering you at work.
Nah, we're happy. What's your line of work?
So I am a vet technician, and one thing that I really wish people would understand is that vet med is at an all-time low with staffing shortages. Since the pandemic started and we went curbside, everyone wants to get their pets in. Everyone adopted a lot of animals. We are trying to see them, but if Fluffy has a minor ear infection, if it takes 3 weeks for an appointment, that's the best we can do for you.
Okay.
So you guys are just overloaded and overworked.
Overloaded and overworked.
All right, what about when you're not overloaded and overworked? What is something that people need to know about your industry?
An ear infection is not an emergency.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I have one. So I have a friend who worked for the Sixers and worked in the sports industry her whole life. And she said, no, I don't just work the games. I work all day, and then I work at night during the games as well.
Right. There you go. I like this one. It says, this is from an audio engineer. It says, not every problem with audio is feedback. Feedback is when the sound goes out of the speakers and back through the microphone and loops around and around. Ground hum is not feedback. Noise is not feedback. Echo off the wall is not feedback. And then this one I love. They said, and speak up, people. The microphone isn't magic. You need to be heard, which is true. You guys all know. If you're at an event and somebody's holding the microphone down at their waist,
bring it up,
or barely speaking into the mic, you still need to project on a microphone.
Why do people do that?
I don't know.
Well,
I think they're not used to hearing their own voice.
And also, people who haven't spoken on microphones a lot don't know the technique. That's understandable. Not everyone is hooked up to a PA all day.
Let me go to Tracy. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, guys. How are you this morning?
We're awesome. What do you do, Tracy?
I work for unemployment.
Unemployment.
Okay.
So a lot of people think that unemployment is like a fun net. Oh, if I work 2-3 years and I don't like my job, I can quit and get paid. And unfortunately, unemployment is legit an insurance like your car insurance.
Okay.
So if you quit your job because you say, oh, I just didn't like my boss, I can pretty much tell you you're going to be denied.
You're not. You have to be fired, or there has to be something like that. You just simply can't say, I'm going to take some time off.
And then I'll get the ones who have entered the workforce like 2 years ago, and they're like, but I paid all that money into unemployment. You paid $260 into unemployment in 2 years. If you want your $260, we'll give it to you. But, well, we weren't really, but that $10,000 you see that you're clean, maybe.
Very much, Marissa. Next guest is going to be at Helium Comedy Club tomorrow night. There's one show, from what I understand, 7:30. So get your tickets now. And please welcome Crystal Marie to the program.
Thank you. Very good job, Marissa, on that traffic report. Thank you. You sound like such a young, you look young too. I feel like you should be in a different line of business where you can make a lot of money with that voice.
I appreciate
What would you guess her age to be?
You can be truthful.
28.
Oh,
wow. Look at you.
Thank you.
How old are you?
42.
You look amazing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I mean, 42 is still young, but you look great. You look a lot younger.
Appreciate it. I think it's being short and wearing sneakers to work every day. I've been here for 20 some odd years, and we never grew up.
No, we inherited it. It's part of the industry. Well, it's great to have you here, by the way.
Thanks for having me. It's exciting.
Yeah, and you've been to the area before, right?
No, this is my first time.
It's your first
in Philly,
time?
Yeah.
No kidding.
I did not expect to like it this much, I'll be honest. But I did just come from Atlantic City, which is like a ghost town this time of year. So maybe that's why I like it so much. But
people was enough to get you convinced.
Yeah, just people, and you guys all have teeth here, so that's.
Did you have a show in AC?
I was hosting an event, and then I have a show there on Thursday. So I go back there after this. So I was really excited when you guys called and said you wanted me on the show, because then I got to leave there a little early. So it was nice.
AC is so schizophrenic, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, up by the boardwalk where all the casinos are is fine. Some of the other areas, especially this time of year, can be a little depressing. You know what I mean? When you get like 2 or 3 blocks off. But
I was on the boardwalk, and that was depressing too. So.
There's some cool restaurants and stuff. They're all just kind of like hidden around there because there's not many people walking.
It's wild because there's Caesars. I stayed at Bally's, which was probably a bad choice, but Caesars has like a Nobu and a Mastro's, and you could just walk right in, and there's 3 people in the restaurant, and you're like, this is insanity. Because I live in California, where it's like impossible to get a Nobu reservation.
Right.
And then you come to Atlantic City, and you're just a princess.
Immediately. Los Angeles home, were you born and raised?
No, I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, so you know crappy places.
I do know crappy places.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Casey's youngest, oldest goes to college near Detroit or in Detroit?
Well, it's about an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. It's not too far, but you have to fly into Detroit. And the last time we were out there, we had so much time to kill. And so we did a little bit of exploring around there. I love the movie Grosse Pointe Blank, so we went to Grosse Pointe, and I found out when we were there that the movie was actually filmed in California. So I was like, this doesn't look anything like the movie. But then we went to the Motown Museum for a hot minute. We went to Mom's Spaghetti for a second. I saw a dog running along the highway. That was pretty sad.
That's pretty exciting to describe the best points of the city. That was pretty spot on, and now I feel pathetic.
Listen, I threw a little disparaging comment at Detroit. I've never been there myself, so
it's actually a lot nicer now than when I lived there. Dan Gilbert he's the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers and he owns Quicken Loans. He's from there. So he put all this money into downtown Detroit, and it's incredible now. There's like an ice skating rink. There's outdoor bars. It's pretty impressive compared to, you used to not be able to walk even during daylight in downtown Detroit. Now it's gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, there's still obviously we have our areas here that are bad, but the truth of the matter is that there's a lot of similarities between the blue collar nature of Detroit and Philadelphia. So,
Michigan's a beautiful state. I get to drive through it, at least in that general area. And when I went to Mom's Spaghetti, that was right across the street from the Detroit Tigers stadium. I don't remember the name of that stadium. But anyway, that was it was a nice metropolitan feel to it, I felt. I don't know. Am I wrong?
Listen, I love Detroit. Yeah. I think it's great. Do I want to live there? No. I would rather live here in Philadelphia. But Mom's Spaghetti, it's so funny. Is that M&M's?
Yeah.
It's so fun. You are such a tourist.
So listen, my son is an M&M fan. I went there. Okay. Yeah, I went there specifically to get him a T-shirt. And of course, they didn't have his size. So I walked out of there with nothing.
Oh, you poor thing.
I know.
How was the spaghetti? Was it good?
I literally walked in there. I put the hazards on in my car. I walked in to go get a T-shirt. They didn't have the size. I walked back out, and then I ended up leaving.
You didn't even try the spaghetti.
No, I didn't. No.
Do you do touristy things at all when you?
That's all I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Every city I go to, I try to get there a day earlier, and I do all the tourist stuff. I love America, so I'm like, I want to see everything.
It's such a cool thing to do. Years ago, I did stand up for a run, and one of the best. First time I got to visit every state in the union, and when you go in, you're killing time. You've got time. I'm going to go see the world's largest ball of snot. Yeah, let's go check that out.
Yeah.
So because it's part of what you do, and you find out there's a lot of really cool roadside places with the two-headed snake and the cow that hiccups or whatever the hell it is. But it's fun, and they're almost lifesavers when you're looking to kill time. Just years ago when I was doing it, you couldn't be on your cell phone or Wi-Fi in everywhere, and you had to look for those places. It's a big country to see.
And social media is amazing because they'll tell you all the places you need to go and what's worth it and what's not. And then I get nervous, like maybe I won't ever come back, and then I didn't see the places these people told me to go. So I always try to make sure I do everything everyone tells me to do when I am here because it can be exciting. Sometimes it's boring, but for the most part, it's always pretty cool. You got a story to tell.
Sure.
Around Philly, we have the double-decker buses. So you can get the tour and you can just go around the whole city. I mean, the city's pretty walkable. So you can see everything from the Liberty Bell to the Constitution Center, all of that. But if you take the bus, you do a lap and then you go back to whatever you want to see.
You learn in short order, this is of course, the cradle of the nation. And you realize that really out to the rest of the country, Rocky's pretty much what we're doing.
I watched a lot of Rocky before I came here to prepare for my shows.
And we love it. We've had Frank Stallone on. I think, have we ever talked to Sylvester?
Yeah, a couple on the phone. We've never had him in the studio.
We had Carl Weathers in. I mean,
wow.
These are that again is royalty here for a reason.
Sure.
So when traveling, how important is food for you?
It's the most important thing in the world to me.
Okay.
I don't drink alcohol, so food and coffee are my two favorite things.
Now, do you go greasy or do you go fine dining or both?
So I never do greasy before I have to perform because, obviously I look like a hooker on stage. So I gotta really, live by that. But so I'll usually eat pretty healthy up until the show. And then when the show is done, I eat like a 400-pound man.
Amazing.
Well, that's good to have a healthy appetite. And to do that. You mentioned being from Detroit. Are your parents are literally from Iraq, correct?
Yeah. Both my parents were born in Baghdad, Iraq.
Escaped, this.
They escaped
genocide,
basically. Survived a genocide. Yep, we're Catholic, so it's not fun.
Absolutely. And you're first generation here. But there was a story that I was reading, and I saw a video you were talking about. I thought it was fascinating. Your dad had, he's passed, right?
Yes, my dad passed.
Lung cancer. And you took it upon yourself to get some medical training to be an advocate and interact on his behalf, correct?
Yeah, I went to UCLA and I did their EMT program because being in and out of the hospital, it really took such a toll on my dad, but I would always get, I was his primary caretaker when he got sick.
And it's a smart thing you say because our doctor, we all have the same doctor, says you don't want to go to the hospital. That whole process of in and out is really what will kill you in the long run.
I agree 100%. And I noticed that that's what was happening and it was taking a huge toll on him. So I was like, if I could just learn a few things to kind of have to prevent us from always having to go even just a few times, then that would be incredible for him. And I think it would really help, him to recover sooner because, he got sick and then we got him on some medication and he was able to be in remission for 2 years. So we got 2 beautiful years with my dad. But then when it came back, it just hit him like a bus.
Comes roaring back.
Yeah. And so so when I went, by the time I finished, he had already passed. But he, it was still, I did it in his honor and I was happy to, and I did it immediately after.
It kind of got under your skin, did you were like, this is something I really, to have, listen, just to be motivated to get to the point where you would do that and taking schooling to do that. And then also to find out that there was a part of you that sort of fell in love with that. And so you are now, you still put in hours doing it, or what's the status?
It's so funny when you are my big age and you try to go. It's so funny when I went, everyone was like 18 years old
right.
at school. I was so elderly compared to everyone. Thank God we were wearing masks at the time because I could hide it a little bit. But everyone was like between the age of 18 and 21, right? And I was in my late 30s at the time. And it was so humbling for me because there's all these young, hungry kids who are so strong because they've got all this stamina, right? At their young age, and they're in their teens and whatnot. And so when I would have to like lift the beds and do all the stuff you have to do, especially when you do the ride-alongs, literally my first ride-along, I hurt my back. So I went and I had to go do all this stuff to fix that. But yeah, so when I volunteer, I'm not moving stuff like I used to. It's more so just making calls.
Checking in on people.
Checking in.
Still, that's noble.
Yeah, well, I love the elderly. I feel like they're incredibly neglected. So that's something I always try to be a big part of because I feel like, especially in Los Angeles, they're just kind of forgotten and it's so sad.
And it's easy for that to happen. We see it here with programs like Manna that deliver food to people. And sometimes that's the only human interaction that a lot of these people get. You mentioned the lifting, and we're into the show The Pit. Mm-hmm. And it's something that you'd see all the time is it must happen 250,000 times per episode is 7-8 people standing around someone lifting them onto another bed. So I could see, have you seen the show first off?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
It'd probably connect to a lot of what you experience.
Okay, I'm going to start watching it.
Yeah, because any experiences while you were out besides pulling your back out that on the ride along that just stand out as, I don't know how to describe this.
I'm a very loving and nurturing person. So if I see someone in pain or hurting, the first thing I want to do is like get near them and hug them. And,
right.
Are you okay? And pat them on the back. Well, there's a lot of rules as an EMT. You're not allowed to get close. And I made that mistake. And luckily, the people I was on the ride along with, were very patient with me. Because they knew I was there and I wanted to be there and I was willing to give it my all. So, but I got a little too close to a homeless man that was in the hospital and under treatment, and he just totally he could see that I was a sucker. And
man.
He could smell it on me, and he's like, come here. I got to tell you something. And I'm like, okay. He's like, no, come closer.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, what's going on? And then I got right next to him and I had my arm on his arm, and he immediately grabbed me with his other arm and like just started shaking me. And they're like, Crystal, there's a reason we have these rules. I was like, I don't know. He seemed really cool.
I think I'd be in your shoes. It's like, how does it not? You really learn how you need to be a special breed of person to do that, and then that sometimes it seems to be the most obvious thing that's going to be. Well, you need to do this because they're hurting. Could be the worst thing for them, and it could be the worst thing for you as a caregiver, which is pretty wild. So, but you don't put in. Are you required to do a certain amount of hours to keep your status?
No, because I'm not licensed at this time.
Oh, I see.
I couldn't keep getting. You have to be up with the vaccinations every 2 years. And I wasn't doing it enough for it to be worth, getting all the vaccinations all the time. And it makes sense to do it because you're around people so often if you're a full-time EMT or even part-time. But if you're just volunteering, for me, it doesn't make sense to do. And you could do just as much volunteer work regardless.
So you started a lot of red carpet stuff and interviewing and HBO boxing, and you had sort of a mishmash of things, and you were completely suited for that. You were different than a lot of the people who were on the runway. And I was reading an interview with you, and you talked about, and I've noticed this. We notice this all the time because we've been doing this a long time for ourselves. You see any one of these extra shows or Access, the interviews are exactly the same. And you mentioned how the people who are representing the intermediaries between the celebrity and you, the interviewer, you're like corralled into questions. And is that what eventually drove you out of that? Because you wanted to be a little more improvisational?
Well, when I first started like red carpets and hosting, I was on like a rinky-dink, show online. So I got to have fun because I was like interviewing Snooki, So Snooki's not going to tell me I can't ask a specific question. Right. It was a lot of fun because you're interviewing athletes and reality TV stars and just goofy people. And then when you get to where you want to be, what's supposed to be like the top of the totem pole, you can't ask anything.
They clamp down on you.
They're so strict. And then if you do kind of veer off, you get in a lot of trouble. So then the PR company won't bring their clients anymore. So you have to keep so many people happy. And I was like, this is not the industry for me. And my senior executive producer for the first primetime television job I had, her name was Lisa G. She's amazing.
Lisa G. Yeah.
She's actually from Jersey. I don't know if you guys care.
Well, we're adjacent. Yeah.
She's not there anymore, but she said to me, you should try stand-up. Just try it, see what happens. And I tried it, and I fell in love, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I don't want to do red carpet reporting or interviewing celebrities. It's exhausting interviewing celebrities.
Well, listen, we've been doing it, and we enjoy it, but the thing you learn to do is just, we switch from you only have a brief period, and we have a longer form ability to do that in the interview, which makes it work. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you, when you took to the stage to find your voice, because you're very attractive, and it's been, in fact, there was all the rage of this photograph that was
crazy, right?
Like you were on stage performing act. Your stuff is very funny. Preston and I were talking about some of your material this morning, but you did you make the decision to run right at your on stage presence?
Well, explain the photo. I'm not familiar with
the photo.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I just posted a photo. I think it was like last week, and it somehow went viral. I don't know why or how, or wasn't even my best look. I think there's a lot of cleavage there, and my jeans are real tight. Usually, I wear like slacks. That was probably the first time I've ever worn jeans on camera, so I think it looks like I got a little junk in my trunk. And I think that was exciting for people,
right? And it took off.
It got Yahoo, put it front page. It was pretty crazy.
It's a very good angle for you.
Well, I'm in my 40s, so it's crazy that like I have sex appeal at this age. So I loved it and I embraced it. I'm not one of those people that's like, I have jokes. You should talk about my jokes. I love it. I live for this. I'm like, yes, thank you. God bless you. I'm into it. But yeah, I'm a workaholic. So when I started, I was psychotic about it. Nothing was beneath me. I did every single open mic, any show that I could do, whether it be in a bar or someone's pool house, whatever it was, I was doing it. I was putting in the reps. And, I've read like Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant.
Oh, so you were working hard at it.
Yeah. He says like you have to live and breathe it. And if you do it like a psycho for a full year, it'll be like you're 10 years in. And he couldn't have been more spot on because people I started with are still doing open mics because they never really fully committed. They're just kind of like, I still do open mics to this day. And I think it's so important to really work out as much as possible when you do stand-up.
Yeah.
And not only stand-up, I mean, like when I got started in radio, I was like, I will do anything, any appearance you want me to do. I will shake hands, go to meetings, whatever it is, I will do. And we did that for years and years and years to lay the groundwork. And like you said, you develop very, very quickly if you dive in and take in all that the industry that you're interested in has to offer as much as you can.
I mean, a perfect example of that is Nikki Glaser. I don't know her personally very well. I've only met her a couple times, but LA comics and New York comics, they know she is on when she's working stuff out, she's on every single lineup.
Yeah. She's a friend of the show.
20 shows a night. She doesn't care, and she doesn't have, you don't see these other comics that have already kind of made it and are famous. They don't work material the way she does. And that's why she's going to the Golden Globes and she's killing. Because outside of her, the only other comic I've ever known to go host an award show and really kill is Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
But other than that, you don't really hear great stories about other comics doing it, and she is killing to the point of like will there ever be anyone as good as her? I doubt it. She's incredible, and her work ethic is so admirable, and it's inspiring to everyone.
Well, your stuff is very sharp, and it's also, I think people get, it's deceptive. When you go up on stage, I think they're going to get one thing, and you're getting sort of a Norm Macdonald-esque skew look at things, which is really cool. But Nikki Glazer's, we've had her on the show a number of times, and every time she's been a part of the show, even after the whole Tom Brady rose, when everything's blown up, she comes on with us, and it gives it like. Every single interview is the most important interview, and that work ethic was there from the first time we had her on the show. That's why she is where she is.
Yeah, it's incredible. She deserves all the success she has, and it's so beautiful to watch. It really is.
If you're tuning in, Crystal Marie's joining us. It's going to be at the Helium Comedy Club tomorrow night. There's a show at 7:30. You can get tickets at heliumcomedy.com. Have you ever hosted a roast or anything like that, or an award show or anything along those lines?
Nothing big. I mean, I do host stuff, but it's never really live stuff. I did some HBO, I forgot what it's called, where you're hyping up the audience.
Warm up. Yeah.
And I had to do it for 3 hours in the Miami heat.
3 hours?
The red carpet, it was insanity. It was for a show that The Rock used to do. What was that show called?
The Ballers.
Ballers,
Yeah.
yep. And it was so fun, and that cast was so just game for anything.
Yeah.
So it was really fun because I got to engage with them and really hype up the audience, and I had never done that before, and I was like, I'm never going to do this again. But it was a fun experience, and I was glad I did it. I just wanted a free trip to Miami, and I got that. So
You can do that. Let me ask you. So, is stand up the end all be all with an eye on perhaps some acting, or would you like both tabs to run concurrently?
Well, if I could get an acting job where I could be myself, like where I'm not far off from who I am, then that would be awesome. Who doesn't love that kind of paycheck?
Right.
But I also create unscripted shows. I'm in a partnership right now for one about actually inspired by my mom, who she was forced into an arranged marriage at 18 to my dad, which was luckiest woman ever because my dad cherished the ground she walked on. He was obsessed with her. But now that my father has passed, she's never dated before. And she's this beautiful 6-year-old woman. I mean, if you go on my Instagram, my mom is stunning. She's a baddie.
We're going to call her up. And we were just talking about the app. So we're all married. And I could not have survived, I don't think, in the app age. And it just seems too daunting. But some people swear by it. Oh yeah, your mom's we picture both of you guys together.
She's a cutie.
What are your takes on that culture as opposed to for going from a prearranged marriage to an app culture? I mean, it's as diametrically opposed as you could get.
Well, it's terrifying, I think, for my mom because she's never dated, and to be 60 and now you're competing with like 25-year-old women because let's be honest, most men, they want a young gal.
Yeah.
It's hard, and I think it's just really scary for her. But I told her, you got to get on the horse that you choose for once.
Just stay away from a site called Sniffy. That's what we heard.
So this is you're creating an unscripted show around that scenario with your mom, or people like your mom?
I would never allow my mom to work in entertainment, but it's inspired by her. So it's women who were forced into an arranged marriages who are now single for the first time, whether it be because their husband's passed or they're finally divorcing. And so they're learning how to date for the first time. And we're pitching now. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but you guys are nice guys.
That's an interesting concept.
So yeah, it's an interesting, but you would be surprised. There's Hasidic Jewish women that are in arranged marriages.
Yeah.
People think it's only Arabs, but it's not. It's there's Mormon women, there's Amish.
Cultures,
so it's such a great melting pot of different communities that you've never really even seen on TV, and then they're all together on TV for the first time. It's just so unique, and it's so nice and inspiring for all these women that have gone through this to be able to see this on television and be like, oh, okay, so there is a shot. I can find love. It doesn't matter.
I think it sounds cool. I mean, we were talking earlier about the preponderance of the Amish shows like Rumspringa, and they've focused in on the Amish community enough. It's time to give some other communities a shot at this. So, but you've had success in other shows. You were on Punk'd for a while, right?
Yeah, I did Punk'd, and that was fun. It was it was with Chance the Rapper, and the show didn't do well. So
it was not. It was not
thanks for reminding me of that trauma.
But you were on it, yeah. Did you ever? Those shows are always, I think. Let me ask you, because we see on TV, we see the thing coming off, and we see you're pulling off this flim flam, so to speak. Do you ever get worried that someone's going to react poorly to the scenario, or that they're going to freak out, or what safety valves are in place to make sure that you don't get someone who's going to wring your neck or
You mean for Punk'd?
Yeah.
I didn't even have time to think. They'd be like, go, 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 go. And I would just have to run out and act like a complete maniac. And so you don't really have time to be worried or have anxiety about it.
Right.
So it's a pretty incredible experience. And it was so funny because the executive producer was like, this show's going to make you a huge star. And then it was the biggest flop I think MTV's ever had. And so
it's a kiss of death when they say that, isn't it?
Yeah, he's like, I created everyone's careers. Whitney Cummings, and he was like listing all these comics. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be amazing. I bought my mom a house. I was like, this is going to be incredible. And then, it flopped so bad. And again, humbling, I was still really excited to have even gotten to do the show because it's such an iconic show. So they brought it back and it was exciting. And it was one of the greatest moments ever hearing that I had booked it. So, I think everything happens at the right time.
I think it's better. Like Glenn Powell was talking about how he's getting his success later on. You got a better understanding of what it takes and the way life shakes out. And so you have your
it's very true.
Yeah, and you were cut out of a deleted scene in Iron Man. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you've had your missteps, like not missteps, not by your fault.
I love how Steve does his homework. I mean, Steve, you should write my bio. It's just the most uninteresting bio in the world.
What was the scene that was cut?
It was just I was at Dubai. They called me the Dubai beauty. You're just like running through. I was in a bikini. It was great. They shouldn't have cut it.
There was a bikini moment
It was a
in
bikini
Iron
scene,
Man.
and I was in my 20s, honey.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get much tighter than that. So
Did you tell a lot of people? Just wait for it to come out? You're going to see?
at that point, I don't tell anyone to watch anything anymore because I
Right.
never know what's going to happen. But
It's a
that was so
liability.
early on that I was like, you guys, I'm going to be a huge star. I have a whole line, and it's going to be great. I steal the scene. No one even realizes anyone else is in the movie. And then that happened. And so
That happened this season on what was that show? Chad Powers. This girl thought she had a whole scene. She was in a bar.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Glenn
suddenly
Powell, yeah.
she got replaced by the Hawk Tuah girl.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. I did a show for Fuse TV. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It was called We Need to Talk About America, I think it was called. And I was in the first season. I was like, I killed it. They're definitely going to bring me back. I'm going to be, their biggest talent on this show. And I was in all the promos, so I thought they were all really happy with me. And, as a comic, you're always like excited to have the cast and crew laughing when you're doing your bits. And a lot of it was improv. And they didn't bring me back. Not only did they not bring me back, but they were like, she's too old. We can't. It was like a knife to my gut because I really thought I killed it. So you don't really ever know what anyone's thinking. And sometimes I'm like, am I just delusional? But I'm so happy that I didn't go back because the show didn't do well the second season.
Yeah.
And I tell everyone it's because I wasn't there. So.
Well, things work out for a way, and you, with stand-up and with writing and creating, you have the ultimate control
You
over
have
your
full
own deal.
control. And it's, honest to God, I waited so long to post my clips because I wanted to make sure I was ready.
Yeah.
And I knew as soon as I started posting clips that my career would take off. And that's exactly what happened because I think it's been 5 months of me posting clips and I've quadrupled my social media following. I've been able to go on a tour. I didn't expect to go on tour so quickly, but it's really done wonders for me in terms of opening doors for me. And I just waited a long time.
For Leno and Master Brownie.
Yeah,
and
everyone.
All these, these people who are
Russell Peters.
Yeah. And so, they're not going to put a hack up in front of them.
No, they're not. Especially not Jay. Jay Leno is probably the greatest human being to ever live. Have you guys had him on?
Yes.
Ways back. Yeah, we've had him on a few
He's
times.
the nicest. Like, he will sit, every comic, any lineup he's on, he will stand there and he will watch your full set and he will compliment you and he'll tell you what he liked about it. And, he's got this beautiful wife that he's been with.
Yeah, it's such a sad story.
It's so sad, but he is the most dedicated.
Yeah.
He brings her to the shows, and he's so caring and loving, and he's just taking care of her and making sure she's good. And
she has, for those who don't know, she has dementia and almost doesn't recognize him from time to time. And it's got to be a horrific thing. The person you love more than anybody else on earth can't recognize you. But yeah, all that is true. And I remember years ago when I first started doing stand-up, and he was doing the Tonight Show, you could write jokes and send, and he would cultivate writers, and always the word was really great about interactions with Leno, and that's your experience as well.
I just love him. And I love that he doesn't get political. I love that he's never, that's my rule too. I don't talk politics, and I don't say anything bad about Jesus. So those are my two rules.
Yeah.
And so my parents are Catholic Iraqi immigrants. So I'm like, all right, let's be nice. I'll be the one comic nice to Christians. And so it's, I love him. I love him a lot.
So before we wrap up, you said at the beginning of the interview that, you like to have some food at the city that you're in. It's one of the things that you love about it, and you wait to afterwards to go greasy after the show. So you diving into cheesesteaks tonight?
Oh, yeah.
You got any place picked out yet or anything?
I have a few suggestions.
Okay.
So Rudy Pavich, who's a very funny comedian, he's flying out. He's going to be featuring for me tomorrow. And so I'm going to let him pick where to go. And then, because for me, I can't decide. I've heard there's a few different spots that I've been DM'd to go to.
By the way, you're not going to find a consensus here.
Yeah.
No one agrees on it.
Okay.
So every choice is the right choice.
Yeah, you take a stab at it, and then eventually come back and you try another one next time, and that's how it works.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
well, it's your maiden voyage here in Philadelphia, so it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very
So Crystal's going to be at Helium Comedy Club tomorrow night, 7:30, heliumcomedy.com to get your tickets. Thanks for coming by here.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Crystal Marie. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll come right back. Make sure you stay put.
That's because we're charging your employer, so you have to have a actual reason that is under the law that states, okay, we can pay you out of this fund because you deserve it.
And that is usually, most often, termination, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for the heads up, Tracy. Appreciate it. All right. Well, it's really interesting. We have a load of great calls, and we don't have time to go to them because we have to go. We got to go on Fox Good Day this morning, so we got to do that. But it's interesting that we all have these things that we do for a living, and especially if you're in a job where you have regular customers and so on, that maybe they don't quite get exactly. Well, that little thing that everybody should know but don't understand. But thanks for sharing. We appreciate it. We should create a place where people can
at least post,
mention these things because there's a lot out there. So, but anyhow, thank you for your calls. We appreciate it. We got to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment. We are going to go live on Fox Good Day, and we are going to get to the Bizarre File when we return. So stay with us. We won't be gone long. What clip is this? What clam chowder clip is this movie from?
Of all the many.
What clam chowder? What movie is this clam chowder clip? Dude, I had the toughest night sleeping last night.
Why?
Didn't drink, hadn't been drinking or nothing, man. I just feel like that's a Gary Lauer impression. But anyhow.
Maybe you should have drank.
Did you have some bad clam chowder last night?
I may have. Here's the clip for you.
I'll have the clam chowder, the fried chicken with the baked potato with everything, and a chocolate chiffon pie.
Clean food, please. In that case, sir, may I advise against the lady eating the clam chowder? No clam chowder, thank you.
All right, let's go to Derek and see if he knows. Derek, do you know what movie that's from?
Great. Good morning. It's Fight Club.
Fight Club is correct. Nice job, Derek. I want you to hang on the line. You are going to go to the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks for the Philly Home and Garden Show, which is this weekend. And hang on the line. By the way, you can save on tickets at phillyhomeandgarden.com. Discount courtesy of Xfinity. Little known, or maybe it's known to everybody but me, but the waiter in that scene, that's Ed Kowalczyk of the band Live.
Hey. You can see with this is still,
Yeah, that's very cool.
How cool is Helena Bonham Carter, man?
Oh, she's
so good. And then we were talking about the Harry Potter reunion. She was phenomenal and funny and great.
She kept her teeth.
Yeah, she did. She kept her teeth in the role,
By the way, speaking of clam chowder, I had some exceptional clam chowder this past weekend. I went to Florida to visit my mom and sister, and there's this restaurant called Leverock's there. And I get clam chowder only when I know it's going to be good clam chowder. It's fantastic.
Do I need to revisit clam chowder? I have not been a fan for years.
I don't know if you like the texture. because you're not like.
Are there real chunks of
There's
clam?
clam. I mean,
Yeah.
in
Not
good
huge chunks.
Which to me
Usually
is
a little bit.
sea snot.
Yeah,
It's
but-
like chicken noodle soup. There's just a
Yes.
little bit of chicken in it.
Yes.
If
You
it's
know?
done right.
Chicken
The
noodle
place-
soup with snot.
The place that we went to in
Snot soup, please.
Chicago. What was the name of that place?
The fancy beef place.
Yeah.
Gibson's.
Welcome to the fancy beef place.
Oh, yeah.
Steak
Hey,
was the word I was looking
guess
for.
what? We clean the silverware.
What was the name?
It was Gibson's.
Gibson's.
That
yeah.
was the second blessed?
Yeah.
Have a blessed meal.
Have a blessed New England clam chowder. Second best New England clam chowder I ever had. Best was ever at Abe and Louie's in Boston.
In Boston, yeah. And Kathy, clams aren't snot. That's
Steve said it. That's why I was saying it's
that's
like chicken
oysters.
noodle- chicken
Oysters
noodle
are
soup
snot.
with
Yeah.
snot.
Clams are a little bit
More
better.
like a full blown loogie.
But clams are kind of snotty as well.
When they're cooked in clam chowder, they're a little more firm.
Yeah, they're
I'll tell you
rubbery.
what, Dr. Mike has started to try to get me into the like oysters and stuff like that, and that the bottoms up event, they had like top oyster places, and so I guess he recommended just kind of letting it slide down and not just letting it.
Yeah, you don't chew on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
I need to give you a little backing on why I hate these things. It's how disgusting my father eats. When we were kids, we would watch my dad dig his hand into the sand and pull out a clam, crack it open, and eat it while still standing
Are
in
you
the
kidding?
ocean. 1,000%. Oh, you ask anyone in my family
He
who
would
has
just
ever
eat
been.
clams off the beach.
Oh my God! Pull them up, crack it open. We would be horrified. He'd do it with mussels too.
What do you do with seagulls?
Somebody who's doing that.
Hand me that seagull.
Somebody who's doing that is not really enjoying it. I think they're just doing it for the shock value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it wasn't like it was a big crowd. It was us. It was
You wouldn't
the
sit there and go,
family.
oh my God, I could sit here and all day and eat these.
Is there a risk to doing? I mean, obviously, that's where they're coming. That's where they're coming from anyway.
Yeah.
But is there any sort of right? I mean,
No,
is there a risk?
Preston, I think he enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, I would watch him. I remember. I
All
can
right.
physically see it. He would take another shell. He would scrape it out, make sure he got what at the time for me looked like snot.
Yeah.
And he would scoop it into his mouth. And,
I could
and eat
I
it.
could see your dad doing that just like out of boredom. Like he's standing in the
Yeah.
ocean. He's like, oh, here's a clam. I
Yep.
can eat this.
If people would fall asleep on the beach, he would eat them.
Hey, Press, by the way, which type of clam chowder did you have this weekend?
New England.
Okay.
I'm a strictly New England guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
What are the variations? What are the others?
Manhattan clam chowder, which is more
yes.
of like a tomato soup.
I think that's
base.
what I had. Yeah.
I like the creamy clam chowder.
You know what's not
Marissa?
bad? I'm sorry. Is the Campbell's clam chowder.
Haven't had that.
It's pretty good.
Okay, Marissa.
I'm going to recommend to you guys the next time you're heading to the shore, go the back roads and shoot. I forget if it's on 55 maybe, but there's a place called Sweet Amalia's, and they actually have an oyster farm somewhere in like the Cape May area. It's the best Manhattan clam chowder I've ever had.
Okay.
Are they free range oysters?
They are right off the coast of Cape May.
Okay.
All right, we'll have to try that. So anyhow, I'm going to double back a second here, and Kathy's dad reaching into the ocean and pulling out a clam and breaking it out and eating it in front of people might be mildly embarrassing if you're a kid. It's kind of what I wanted to focus on in this particular conversation. There is a news reporter, and he was on location, about ready to do a shoot, and I guess I don't know if he's fairly new or whatever, but he and the camera person are setting up. And this was in Ohio. His name is Miles Harris, and he was prepping for a live segment, and all of a sudden he's chatting with his cameraman, and they're rolling. They're not live, but they are rolling.
Right.
And his mom drives up.
Oh, my God.
And I have a clip to play of this as his mom rolls up. Here we go.
Is it cousin? This is my mom. Hold on. I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you.
All right.
Did you record that?
I love it. I love it.
That is very cute.
It's so cute.
Proud.
And so I thought maybe some conversation about when your parents would embarrass you, your mom or your dad. God, there's the world is rife with stories like this. So not exactly like this, but my mom does this thing. I finally had to tell her, please stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
As an adult?
I've told you guys about this before, but it's and especially when she would visit here, come here to visit me, and say we go out to a restaurant, and the server comes over to the table and is just doing their job and taking our order, and my mom will go, "Oh, do you listen to the radio?"
Oh, right.
Oh my God,
my son is on the radio, and I'm like, "Oh no, please, Mom, don't." You know, and I wouldn't say it
I'm
then
not
and
her
there.
son.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it then and there, but I'm just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
But it's because she's so proud.
Yes, it's because she's so proud. Like this mom stopping by.
My son is on the radio. Could we have a price consideration because of that?
It's just she wants to hear
free clams
that other people, listen to her son or whatever.
Except
It's
for the
adorable.
server.
The hard time, the thing that I can't quite get to them to understand, because my sister would do it too, but my mom specifically, is that, listen, yes, we have a very popular radio show. Not everyone listens to the show, Mom. And if this person has never heard of me, you have officially made it very awkward in this
So
moment for me to go, I do a radio show. Yes, we're on it. Oh, I've never heard of you guys before. Okay, that's great.
cool.
I used to listen sometimes.
Sorry, I don't listen.
Yeah.
Or like when they have to pretend like they do listen.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I've heard of you.
And I always say,
guys.
and then you end up, it's okay. It's absolutely fine. I know, but the damage has been done at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it happened over and over and over and over again.
And you finally said something.
I did. All right, let's share the Bizarre File
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, we're going to dive right into it. We'll start with a story out of Washington State. You know, the home of Oregon? The city of Oregon? Yeah.
What?
No, that's just that's a state. I was thinking of Portland.
Back home to Oregon.
All right. Anyhow, I just really wanted to hear our buddy Al. Back home to Oregon, which is right by Washington.
Yes. Dude, I thought it was like a movie line or something. So,
All right.
go past this part.
I am of intelligence level. Of over $40,000 worth of Pokemon cards were stolen from Mugu Games during a break-in on Thursday.
Another one.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot. The store owner, Michael Doran, reported that the thief used an axe to smash the window and take off with valuable trading cards. Security footage captured the suspect stealing items, including a single card valued at over $4,000, indicating that the crime was targeted. Doran says the break-in is one of several criminal incidents the store has experienced. He said, we've been broken into 4 times.
Preston, I
take a flamethrower to this place.
That's right. I saw footage of like a crew breaking into one of these card stores,
man.
and they got away with close to $100,000 in cards.
Yeah, this is one guy, and he got away with about 40 grand. So I'd read recently, Steve, that at some places, if you are caught grabbing some of these packs, the ones that aren't open yet, so you don't know what you're getting.
Right.
If you are weighing them, you are not allowed to buy them because some of the cards weigh more than others.
Is that right?
More valuable cards can weigh more than others.
Who could have imagined it would get this ridiculous with the money?
Yep. Doran hopes that the crime prevention measures will improve for local businesses.
And you're talking about like local game shops and comic book stores that they're not set up security-wise the way a Tiffany's would be.
Steve, I saw one where people were putting earwax cameras, like really tiny ones, into boxes that are like
to see what's in
blind
there.
boxes just to see what was in there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
It's crazy.
It boggles the mind.
A Waymo self-driving car was seen driving, down Phoenix light rail tracks this week, for a train.
Yeah.
Forcing a passenger to flee the vehicle before it continued along the tracks near an oncoming train. Video was taken by a bystander Wednesday and shows the moment the self-driving car stops on the tracks just for an oncoming light rail approaches, the passenger ran out of the vehicle before the car continued to drive down the tracks near another train. Waymo vehicles are equipped with 29 cameras. They have their routes and systems updated weekly. However, in the area where the incident happened, there was some construction. The light rail was added to the spot within the last year, which could have contributed to the rail track detour.
So the car got confused and was driving along that route as if it was in the street.
Yeah.
And it kills me because, how would a vehicle like this adapt to changing road patterns. Well, obviously not well.
A Valley Metro spokesperson said an employee who noticed the Waymo vehicle immediately notified the operations control center.
And they detonated it remotely.
No, they said the light rail operations staff responded to the scene, and Waymo was contacted to minimize service impacts. Northbound, southbound trains exchange passengers before reversing direction to continue service.
We got it.
A new bleak-sounding app has taken China by storm. It is called Are You Dead?
Wow.
And the concept is simple. You need to check in with it every 2 days, clicking a large button to confirm that you are alive. If not, it will get in touch with your appointed emergency contact and inform them that you may be in trouble.
Who is this supposed to appeal to?
Well, it was launched in May last year to not much fanfare, but attention around it has exploded in recent weeks with many young people who live alone in Chinese cities downloading it in droves. And this has propelled it to become the most downloaded paid app in the country. According to research institutions, there may be up to 200 million one-person households in China by 2030. And it's those people that the app, which describes itself as a safety companion, company companion, whether you're a solo office worker, a student living away from home, or anyone choosing a solitary lifestyle.
Imagine that.
That's who they're trying to target.
Now, do you swipe left or right?
So the fear is that people living alone might die unnoticed with no one to call for help. Wilson who lives around 60 miles from his family, said that's exactly why he downloaded the app. He works in the capital of Beijing. He returns home to his wife and child twice a week, but says that he has to be away from them at the moment to work on a project, and he mostly sleeps on site. He said, I worry that if something happened to me, I could die alone in the place that I rent to no one, and no one would know. And that's why I downloaded the app, and I set my mom on it as an emergency contact. Some have been quick to bash the app's less than cheery name, saying that signing up for it might bring ill fortune. Others have called for it to be changed to something with a more positive spin like, are you okay, or how are you? But it's apparently the biggest app in China right now.
I think Are You Dead just cuts right to the chase.
I like it. I like it. A forearm tattoo led to something far beyond just some new cool bodyguard for an unidentified 36-year-old man. The Polish man got far more than he bargained for when he got the red flower ink work done. About 4 months after getting it done, he started experiencing severe itching, skin peeling, and a rash around the tattoo. And shortly thereafter, the irritation spread all over his body, and he started losing his hair and gradually lost the ability to sweat as well. Yeah. All of this has since been attributed to the red ink that was used for the tattoo.
Think what he's saving on deodorant.
Yeah. Today, his hair has started to grow back.
And he stinks.
But he still can't sweat properly and uses spray bottles to cool himself off. Because, yeah, you need sweat.
You can have heat stroke.
Yeah, so he's got a nice tattoo, though. He's happy about that, I guess. And there you go. That is where we will round up the Bizarre File today. All right, we have a prize awaiting you. We got some tickets to see David Lee Roth that we're going to give away if you've been paying attention this morning. So if you have, lesson questions coming up next, and we'll have your shot at winning those, as well as trash and music news coming up next. Guys, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me because it can be very embarrassing.
A good way to nip it in the bud is when the waiter comes over, you jump out first and say, I'm going to put my mother in a very bad retirement home.
There's a TikTok mom who drops her son off to school every day. He's a teenager. He is in high school, and she brings a megaphone. And every time he gets out of the car, she yells, "I love you."
Why would she do that?
Because she's a TikTok mom. She wants to put it on TikTok. But like now it's become this thing. So and the kid just looks at her. He's like, "Mom, not today, Mom." And then you see him. He like gets out of the car and runs. But like you can see the other kids at the school. They know that like mom's gonna do this. But just a simple like I love you or a hug and a kiss at a certain age can be embarrassing.
It's like into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It's a great scene.
And he's in the squad car and on the intercom going, I love you. Say it back to me now. Say I love you.
And you know what? He wouldn't have done that if his son just would have shown him a little bit of affection in the car, in the privacy, just between those two. And so he had to teach him a lesson.
There's a great Modern Family segment where the mom is with the daughter, and she's breaking away to get with her friend. She just wants to dump the mother as quickly as she can. And so the mother's like, I don't believe this. And she goes, don't forget we're getting a training bra for you later.
Here's a text that says, I used to practice law in Bucks County, and a DA's mom would come to watch his criminal trials.
Oh,
We're
boy.
talking about a man in his 40s here.
Oh, that's great.
And
That's
mom would
adorable.
show up. Marissa?
Preston, I just want you to tell Gloria that my mom has picked up for where your mom is.
Oh, no kidding. She will do that?
And I'm not even on the radio. I'm behind the scenes of your show.
Well, Marissa, we got a text. It says Marissa's mom did that to me at the thrift shop she volunteered at. It was sweet.
That's great.
She just has that look and she goes, do you listen to the radio?
Oh,
Yeah.
my daughter works with Preston Elliott.
But I will let you know that every mailman, every barista, every person who shopped at the hamper shop, it's no longer open. They listen to this show. So
Now,
thank you all.
Hey, I wouldn't mind as long as I'm not around.
Yeah,
If they want to, if my mom wants to do that and set herself out there, that's fine. But when I'm sitting right next to her, it's just like, oh,
I'm
no.
sorry, I don't listen to that low-grade
Oh,
entertainment.
you guys should embrace it.
Barbaric, imbecilic show.
I'm an NPR person. You
No,
know, they
you-
might throw that at
All
you.
things considered.
Yes.
You have to embrace your parents doing that. My mom, remember when my mom said to me one time, like, do you think you'll look for other jobs? I was like, I don't think so.
So what, like this long into the career, so what is your fallback plan? No, I'm all in on this right now.
No, but I will sometimes I'll get, like, she's like, so do you like, you still like them? Do you like, you guys all still get along?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh.
it's been 20 years, Mom. I think we're good.
Let me go to.
It seems volatile.
Let me go to Susan. Hi, Susan. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys?
Great, Susan. What's up?
So my mom taught at the high school where I went, but before that she was a sub, and I remember being in 8th grade and walking in, and she was my sub, and at the very start of class, she's like, does anybody know my name? And everyone's quiet, and I'm just, like, mortified. And she's like, how about you, little girl? Do you know my name? I'm like, yes, it's Mom, but you guys should call her Mrs. Freeland.
Susan, we had a similar situation. I remember years ago clearly, but it wasn't like the sub was in for like a day or two. She was our teacher was sick or giving birth or something, so she had her mother teaching us the class for about a month and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no, mine was only a day.
Oh, my goodness.
It was so awkward.
All right. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it.
The principal of my high school, his son was at the school at the time. He was my year. I graduated with the principal's son. So I don't know what it was. He was a good kid, so I guess it was okay, but I don't know if there was ever an embarrassment.
It was
you
my
know,
sister.
to
I'm sure
it.
something had to happen.
Yeah, no, my sister's a principal or the vice principal and teacher at her high school. Her daughter goes there. Her son's going to go there next year. I don't know if that was ever an issue, but she did have my niece in her class, but they have different last names. So.
Casey, weren't you starting to do an embarrassment campaign on your kids for a little while?
Wait, campaign? What do you mean by that?
Like you were going to regularly show up in a bathrobe or something to pick them up? Or...
I think maybe I threatened that. There was a point where my oldest was starting to get embarrassed by me. She's past that now,
Right.
and
When
now she's
that
like,
happens,
proud of me and stuff. Like,
if I may jump in just quickly, when that happens, that really has to be a sucker punch to any parent, right?
Because listen, I used to. 10 years ago, my oldest was in kindergarten, and I was a lunch dad. So you know, the great thing about our job is that we get done the show early enough that I was actually able to like go be a cafeteria dad,
right?
And for a little while there, they were excited that I would go there. They loved it. It was the coolest thing. And also I got to meet the other classmates and all that. And then after a while, it was like
dwindled.
Yeah, but so I would do this thing at basketball games. And listen, this is a great dad joke. So if anybody out there wants to use this is awesome. But when my daughters would do an inbound pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just the easiest pass in basketball whatsoever, right? The referee hands them the ball, then they pass it to, I would yell at the top of my lungs, great pass! Right? Great pass, Casey! And it was funny. Everybody laughed, and it was just ridiculous. And then they would just go, oh my God, I can't believe this freaking guy.
Yeah.
So dumb.
But when you've just been being a parent becomes embarrassing to your kids, not doing something that's kind of obnoxious.
Right.
Yeah, dude, it hurts.
Yeah,
it sucks.
especially I think like a daddy-daughter thing. You know,
Yeah.
Well, then you move on to what, like, purposely embarrassing them.
Yes.
That my dad came onto the school bus, remember, in his robe and purposely messed up his hair because I forgot my lunch. he also picked me up from a party early because if I were to ever go to a party in high school, my parents would call the house that I was going to. And if somebody didn't answer the phone, she was like, I'm coming to get you. Like, you need to know. So, and
coming now.
So we didn't pick up the phone. And my dad showed up with it was my best friend's dad and my dad. And they dressed up in my little brother Christopher's dress up. They had like helmets on and swords and like armor.
I love him.
And they came into the party and picked us up like that.
That's great.
This was high school, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard to come back from that.
That's good.
There's a whole other level of embarrassing your children because you have also, I was yelling the nice pass at basketball games, but like yelling at referees and stuff like that at games. And
Yelling
stuff
the
like
C
that.
word?
Not that.
Well, that's an unintentional. I mean, that's your parent getting out of control.
That's bad news bears. That's psycho parent thing. This is just, you're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're playfully fun. It's like that transition you were talking about. Dad's here at school.
Yeah.
Oh no, Dad's here. That's that's a level of embarrassment, like Kathy's parents doing cosplay, that it's hard to get past.
Yeah, because I had seen that type of thing a couple times. I don't really want to dwell on that. But I'd seen, parents, embarrass their kids by doing something that was just mean or
I told you
out of line.
My dad's attire in the winter quite often would be an overcoat with that went down like below his knees.
Please tell me he had those little sock suspenders on too, because that really pushes it to another level.
But and then boots. It looked like he was a flasher. It looked exactly like that. And he would show up at school. I remember we're waiting to go on a weekend field trip to go see a movie. And we're waiting there, and I forgot something or money. Both my brother and I, to get popcorn or whatever. And he's coming up, and everyone's like looking at, oh my God, there's a flasher coming to the school, and I'm like, oh no!
All right, we got some good calls coming in. I'm going to Luke. Hi, Luke. You are on the air. Good morning, Luke. Are you there?
Hey yo. Sorry.
Yo, what's up, Luke?
So I'm very man pretty, and when I was 18 years old, I became a model for Abercrombie.
Oh, you'd be one of those dudes who was like shirtless?
Yeah, but when I say model, I just mean like I stood outside of the mall in Cherry Hill.
Okay.
But my mom told everybody he's an Abercrombie model.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Abercrombie model. Like, so she would walk through the mall and be like, "That's my son. That's my son."
That's great. I love it.
It is wonderful to have a
WMMR, John Bon Jovi, and the boys. I brought some pictures by here yesterday for you guys to see. I had a variety of pictures of me with John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora throughout the years, back in my mullet days.
You post some very cool pictures. In fact, there's a shot of me with Bon Jovi-like hair.
Bon Jovi-like flowing hair that you'll see in my Instagram account, Preston Elliott 1. If you want to see Steve Morrison with hair.
Yeah.
It's one of the last photos, I think, in the group that I posted. One of my first couple of years here in Philadelphia, because it was 30 years ago yesterday. So if you want to get a chance, if you want to take a look, I have stuff to give away, though. That's probably more what you're interested in. And we are going to give away tickets to see David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth is going to be playing Tuesday, May 19th at the Keswick Theater. The tickets are available at keswicktheater.com, but you can win them if you can answer this question. What state is Washington in? 610-660-9333. It was just a second ago. I made a little bit of a flub here, or just a stupid comment. What state is Washington in? 610-660-9333. Call if you know the answer. While you're calling, we'll do this.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, brought to you by Horizon Services, offering same-day emergency service with no emergency fees. You can book now at horizonservices.com, and help is on the way. What's shaking, Steve?
Well, Preston, Brooklyn Beckham's wife, Nicola Peltz is what I'm trying to say. Well, she wiped out all traces of the Beckham family from her social media after a very public spat. Victoria Beckham responded saying she hopes that one day they can patch things up with the, quote, skanky slut.
Oh, my God.
Once again, Heidi Klum has been photographed sunbathing on another topless beach, this time St. Bart's. Plume admits her nipples are now so tan that they look like Raisinets.
Hey!
And finally, Michael McKee, the Illinois surgeon charged with murdering his ex-wife and husband, is being extradited back to Ohio. McKee continues to insist he's innocent, but admits he'll be really embarrassed if he's not. That's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, let's see if somebody knows the answer to this question. What state is Washington in? And we will go to Ben for that answer. Hi, Ben. Good morning.
Yo, what's up, fellas? How you doing?
Good, my man. All right, so what state is Washington in?
Washington is in Oregon.
Oregon! That is correct. I want you to hang on the line, bud, because we are going to give you tickets to go see, well, this guy right here, David Lee Roth. And he is going to be performing Tuesday, May 19th at the Keswick Theater. And you can get your tickets today via KeswickTheater.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, a couple of stories to pass along to you, and we'll start with this one. As tributes go, it's a special one. Black Label Society will release their 13th studio album, and it's called Engines of Demolition, and it will be coming out March 27th. The album features 13 tracks, including one called Ozzy's Song. And it's obviously a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, and as you know, leader of the group, Zakk Wylde, was Ozzy's guitarist. Starting with 1988's No Rest for the Wicked, and was by his side during Black Sabbath's final Back to the Beginning concert last year. The band kicks off a North American tour February 27th in San Antonio, with Wylde also performing with his tribute band, Zach Sabbath, on some dates. Also, saw this. Sammy Hagar is hitting the road with an old friend who turned one of his songs into one of their own biggest hits. Red Rocker has announced a limited run of his Best of All Worlds tour, and Sammy will be joined by longtime bandmates Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, and Kenny Aronoff. And the tour will also feature special guest Rick Springfield, whose version of Sammy's I've Done Everything for You went to number 8 on the pop charts in 1981. The 8-show run kicks off June 13th in St. Louis. The closest they're going to get is in Homedale, New Jersey at the PNC Bank Arts Center, but that's on June 22nd.
That Rick Springfield interview was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's back doing it and looks impossibly good at his friggin' age.
Yep. Very cool guy. All right, and then finally, just want to mention MM Barbecue and the fact that the tickets are on sale now. Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, May 9th, Godsmack, Alice Cooper, the Hooters, and Everclear.
Okay. I would pay to see that.
The Hoosiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I love that.
Bring the basketball team back together, you know. So Des Rocks, Cami Keogh, Lilac, and MMR's local shots artists, the Circus Arts, are going to be part of the general admission.
Folks in the mood for some basketball?
Of the show. The Preston and Steve Show side stage is back, live band karaoke with Sidearm. And Jackie Bam Bam will be doing a DJ set as well. Tickets are on sale now, and you can get early bird lawn tickets for just $35. So Ticketmaster or WMMR.com for the tickets and information. And that is what I have in music news for you. We have one final break to take, and we will come back. We're actually wrapping up a little early today. I'm surprised. We'll wrap up the program. We'll get the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize. Matt Cord is here. Saw him in the hallway. So we'll turn it over to Matt shortly. Stay with us.
Have your parents have that exist, but I mean, yeah, I can see where that'd be embarrassing.
Oh my God!
Luke,
did you tell her?
He doesn't bring that up at all.
Did you tell her to stop doing it? Did you ever tell her to stop doing it, Luke?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, she didn't.
Can you just go to Cinnabon and leave me alone?
That's right. All right, thanks, Luke. Appreciate it.
So my daughter and Chuck D'Amico, who works here, his daughter, they both worked at a little coffee shop down the shore this summer, and Chuck's wife would go into that coffee shop and embarrass her daughter all the time. Like
how?
It doesn't for a 16-year-old.
Yeah,
it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much. Just if you announce that's my baby girl back there.
Right.
Oh, no.
It doesn't take much.
I'm going to go to Melanie. Hey, Melanie, good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? What's up, Melanie?
Hi. So my mom is a local singer-songwriter,
And I just want to give her kudos that today I'm so proud of her and I'm so appreciative when she does this, but I wasn't always this way.
All right.
Growing up at some of her shows, she would intentionally pick out songs that were, songs that she'd written for my sisters and I, but she specifically had written me a lullaby that was no mistaken. It was a lullaby. And she would sing it in front of crowds at World Cafe, the Bluebird in Tennessee, like some pretty, known places.
Would she Would she point you out in the audience?
Say that again?
Would she point you out in the audience, or was it just...
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. She would call me out. If there could have been a spotlight, I'm sure she would have put it on. But she would make sure to tell every single person, especially at the end of the night as we left, that, oh, this was my daughter. This is the one I sang about.
Is this someone we would know? What's her name, if you don't mind giving it?
Yeah, not at all. Her name is Lizanne Knott. I believe her website is lizanneknott.com, and she is phenomenal. I think she is the best singer in the world. I'm so proud of her.
But at a certain age, you were like, oh, cut it out, Mom.
Oh, it was the worst. Especially it would come up on XPN on the radio sometimes, and, every one of my friends knew about it, so I get phone calls and text messages. Oh, we just heard your mom on the radio. We just heard your lullaby.
Oh, that's funny.
Nice. With you...
All right, thanks, Melanie.
Are you, and Casey and Nick, and are your kids embarrassed when they hear you on the radio, or see people make a fuss about what...
We're not allowed to talk about certain stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of respect their privacy to a certain level, but also, I don't know about you, Casey, with your daughter, Casey, but like at 15, my son's friends just don't care.
Yeah,
I think that like they did
Keep it that
earlier.
way.
Well, yeah, like in high school. To them, it doesn't really matter what their parents do. I think that they'll reflect on it later in life, but right now it doesn't seem to impact them one way or the other.
My son has a few friends that listen to the show that have been listening to the show for a while.
Friends do?
Yeah.
Oh, because I get friends' parents listen to the show, or teachers listen
as
to
a
the
result of them being in the car with their parents.
I see.
They have, and so I was at his school a couple of weekends ago, and the kid because we were there for a play, and the kid that I was getting the tickets from, he's like, oh, I listen to you guys all the time.
Nice.
And I was like, well, that's pretty cool, and my daughter...
That sex harness bit was hilarious.
Yeah. And then my daughter's friends are now... and so that's why I think my daughter has sort of come around on it, is that she has friends that are like, hey, that's pretty cool what your dad does. Not like,
Yeah.
It's also interesting, though, I'm sorry, Kath, because our kids know you guys. So my son has been his entire life. I've been on the Preston and Steve show, so like this is all he knows what his dad is doing,
Yeah.
I guess sweet. You guys have a much different situation than I do. I get mocked. I told this story before. We were at Target and someone was like, oh my God, are you Kathy Romano? I listen to the show every day. I love you guys. Oh, thank you so much. Second she walked away, Jace looked at me and went, oh my God, you're Kathy.
Really? Yeah. Like, you're not getting anything.
Kathy, one time, I think I told this story before, but we went out and we were at an outdoor restaurant. I ordered dessert, and somebody came up behind me, and they said, hey, listen to the show. It's so nice to meet you. And I was chatting with them for a little bit. Ben used that opportunity to eat my entire dessert. And it was gone. I was like, all right.
If you're talking about restaurants, my dad, it was his thing, because he worked for Diners Club for a while, so we'd going out, one of the early credit cards, if you're not familiar. And so we'd sit down, the waitress or waiter would come over, 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, please.
Love you, Dad.
That's your dad joke.
Let me go to Marina. Hi, Marina. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Marina. It says here you are a prosecutor?
Yeah.
All right. And we were just talking about somebody had said that their mom comes in for their cases.
Yes, so mine does too, as will other family members of mine. And I didn't think much of it until the one day when the judge was like, oh, who are you here for? Because most of the people in the courtroom are not just the general public. They're for a case. And I had to stand there and be like, oh, that's my mom.
So in the spectators, Marina, it's usually people who are somehow tacitly connected to the case, right?
Yes.
Right. But do you have people who basically consider that like going to the multiplex and can go in and watch?
No, it's never happened to me.
Oh, right.
But the judge the judge asked, like, oh, what case are you here for? Because we were almost done. And I had to stand and say, no, that's just my mom.
I was helping my daughter fake some evidence last night.
Did the judge react kind of, did he find it cute?
Yeah, she just laughed. She
did. Oh,
that's
great.
awesome, though. That's great that you're doing that and she's coming by to watch.
She's proud of her daughter.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is great.
All right, thank you, Marina.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
My uncle tries death penalty cases, and I have forever wanted to watch him.
Yeah.
I want to see him, and he won't let us.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's too much. It's too stressful. It's
Before we talk about the lethal injection, my niece is here.
She's on the radio.
Her, yeah.
but like same thing. Like
And it's just great to have her here. Now back to the injection.
No, but like I'm so proud of him. Like I mean, he's gotten people off of death row that should have falsely
been on death row.
No, that were falsely accused.
That's awesome.
He had to move out of a state because he got a black man off of death row.
Really?
They said as soon as this case is over, you have to move. So anyway, that's a side story. But like we as a family, we are so proud of him. I would love to see him try a case, even if it's not that serious. But
I could see though you get thrown off your game. I mean, something much less is when you're a performer. When I would do stand-up comedy, my dad saw me a couple times, but when friends or people are come down, it throws you off your game a bit. And if someone's life is hanging in the balance, I could see where you don't want to take the risk.
I'm going to go to, we're talking about parents embarrassing you. This sounds good. I'm going to go to Debbie. Hey there, Debbie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Debbie?
Hi.
Hi.
So this is an area that maybe Casey is familiar with. I was a Fatima girl.
Okay. Yeah, where were you, Glen Olden?
Briarcliff.
Briarcliff, there you go.
None of us have any idea what it means.
Do you live on Rively Avenue over there? Or?
So anyway, back when young teenagers, around 14, my dad was a township commissioner, and every once in a while, he worked with the police closely, and he would every once in a while drive around with the cops in the neighborhood just to check out things. And at 14, we were walking around the neighborhood just hanging out, and there was probably about 25 of us, and the cop car kind of like pulled up alongside of us. And you know how the cops have the loudspeaker bullhorn?
Yeah, they have a PA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cop announced with all these kids, "Is Debbie here in the crowd?" And I almost died because everyone turned around and looked at me. And then he said, "Debbie, your dad's here in the car. Come over and say hi." And everyone lost it.
Oh, I love it. Is Debbie here? We're looking for. She's on a prostitution charge.
I almost died because everyone turned around and just started laughing, and I was just like, oh, I was so embarrassed. And then I was mad. I was like, oh, my God, how could you do this to me?
It's hilarious.
A teenage
It's
girl
hilarious.
and be embarrassed in front of friends. I'll bet you were really pissed off.
Oh, my God. I was mad, yeah, because later when my dad came home and I wasn't even, talking to him, and he was like, what are you mad at? I'm like, Dad, that was so embarrassing. He's like, I was just saying hi. I'm like, no.
That's so great.
Discreet. Be discreet.
It's cute. Yeah.
All right, Debbie,
Yeah.
thank you. I
Debbie,
love
by
that
the
story.
way, I have two Briarcliff stories. One, I was in love with a Briarcliff girl in high school, and she wouldn't give me the time of day. Look at what you missed out on, baby. Secondly, I broke my wrist in Briarcliff as well when I was in college.
Oh. Okay.
Rocks. We'll be playing MMRBQ. That song is called This Land on MMR. And Des Rocks will be part of the general admission portion of that particular day on May 9th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, along with Cami Keogh and Lilac and Circus Arts. The Hoosiers don't play till later.
No, they're after D's Nuts.
Yeah. So
Des Rocks, D's Nuts, the Hooters and the Hoosiers.
I flubbed and said the Hoosiers. I said the Hooters. So all that information is, of course, available at WMMR.com. So get them. Get your tickets. Get all that good stuff. Be a part of it. It's going to be... I right now will fantasize about warm weather and sitting outside.
Yeah, it's coming.
And having a couple of drinks and enjoying the evening. Oh man, it will be here, and we will all be there together. So looking forward to it. Obviously, I would like to thank our one and only guest here on the show today. We had comedian Crystal Marie.
Yeah,
Crystal's in town, first time in Philadelphia, and she will be performing at Helium Comedy Club tomorrow night.
She was recommending that any single people come out to her event because she does a whole matchmaker part of her show.
No No
where she plucks people
kidding.
out of the audience. She said somebody leaves hooking up every time.
Ryan?
That's great. Yeah. Ryan Shuttleworth. We'll see about that. Matt's here. Hey, man.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
I keep saying Alice in Chains when I do the MMRBQ instead of Alice Cooper. And like 3 times.
Sometimes it just gets
and I don't
stuck.
realize it. And then I looked at the text board. I said Alice in Chains.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll say something and not realize what you just said.
Right.
I hate that.
Yeah.
And then there's someone pissed off that they haven't seen the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I heard Allison James and the Hoosiers were going to be here.
Could be one of the best
movie.
sports movies ever.
I've never seen it. Should I watch it?
Wow,
should, yeah.
it's amazing. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it's since it's a period piece, you don't have to worry about it aging. You know, it's really, really good.
Yeah, didn't Gene Hackman win an Academy Award?
He was nominated, as was
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. Yeah,
right.
who turns in an incredible performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, want to hear a funny story?
Love to.
So, I had a doctor's appointment this morning at 8. I have really bad knees.
Yeah. Like Preston, you were talking about him.
Yeah, and I go to my doctor all the time. You know, I got a cell phone number. His name is Eric Turner. He used to be on the Phantom Patrol.
Oh, my God.
Like the first time I went there, he walked in, he goes, "Who wants a shirt?"
Oh, my God.
And I
haven't
knew
seen
the
him in ages.
face, but he's a doctor now.
Yeah, that's wild.
So my knee got really bad over the weekend. I need a cortisone shot. So I texted him because I can do that. I know privilege.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm in Napa. I'm on vacation with my wife. He's like, I'll hook you up with somebody. And then he texts me back. He goes, yeah, Dr. Pat will take care of you. Go in tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. So I walk in today, and this guy walks in, young guy, and he's like, hey, I'm Dr. Pat Sajak. I'm like the guy in Wheel of Fortune. He goes, that's my dad.
Oh, shut up. That's literally
His dad.
Pat Sajak's dad.
Yeah.
Or
Dude.
son. I had no idea he was in the area.
Yeah, so Pat Sajak and the family, I think they live near Washington or Baltimore. They're huge Washington Capitals fans.
Okay.
Wow. They love the Caps.
All right.
Ovi, he was at the game where Ovi broke the record.
Kidding, broke the record, yeah.
But I wanted to keep talking to him about it.
His dad.
I said, your dad started in radio. He goes, he did. He was his
military.
First, he was in the Army, and he was the disc jockey in the Army. And I said, like the Robin Williams movie.
Yeah.
He goes, well, he worked with that guy. They based the movie off of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I kept
Adrian Cronauer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So Pat Sajak worked with that guy, and then I'm thinking, like, I better shut up. Like, my next question was like, I was going to say, you ever meet Fana?
I'm sure. Like,
Yeah, but you could
all the time.
Yeah, but you could tell he didn't want to talk about it.
What you really got to do is ask him if he could buy a vowel.
Yeah, right. I know.
Well, his
Sure,
sister
heard it,
then still works on the series. She on Wheel of Fortune. She does all the social media and the online contests that they do.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're still.
But
they're still,
I'm looking at him like he looks like a young Pat Sajak.
Wow.
man.
Well, yeah, here, Marissa just pulled us some information about him. Patrick Michael James Sajak, doctor, and after completing medical school is often seen with his famous father, sometimes joining him at Wheel of Fortune events. He's Dr. Sajak.
Pat is now doing. He's doing like show stuff, like stage stuff. It's been something he's been wanting to do for a while.
Okay.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
I was just joking around. Like,
Yeah, right?
It's like, that's my dad.
Wow. All right.
All right, so there's my story.
Very good. Nice story. I like that, man.
He's feeling better already.
All right, let's get a letter from you. Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the President and Steve Show is brought to you by the letter
E as in electronic.
All right, E is in electronic. And we have a 4-pack of tickets for Ensemble Arts Philly's upcoming Broadway series show Clue, and that's coming to the Forest Theater January 20th. We're also going to set you up with a $200 gift card to Bud and Marilyn's for dinner. Clue is the ultimate whodunit that will leave you dying of laughter and keep you guessing until the final twist. You can get tickets available, or you can get tickets today who are available for shows running between January 20th and 25th at ensembleartsphilly.com. So get set. We give that away on Friday. What's coming up today, Matt?
Well, Lame Ass Trivia, we got more tickets for Triumph and April Wine, Freedom Mortgage Pavilion in May, and our blocks are Yes, Dave Matthews Band. I think it was Dave's birthday over the weekend.
Yes, it was.
And Mellencamp, and Vinyl Cut will be something from U2's Joshua Tree.
I consider that to be a perfect album.
Right. Well, you remember Steve and I had this program director at DRE, Dennis McNamara.
Yes.
He would always say, "Oh, that's their Joshua album." Like, that's their Joshua.
That's their Joshua album.
Or another band.
Yeah, like if they had a good record, he goes, that's their Joshua Tree.
Okay.
Yeah, he would.
like it.
Everything was Joshua Tree to him.
Ooh, some good stuff to choose from on that. Excellent. All right, hang out with Matt Gang. I'm going to thank our sponsors. Preston Steve Show has been brought to you today by Dunkin', and the Preston Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also, Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. Tomorrow on our program, Wednesday, we will do Fox Good Day. Check in with those guys. Chris Hardwick is checking in with us tomorrow on the show, and we'll see what else we can come up with between then and tomorrow, or now and tomorrow. Dude, I need a break. That's it. We are done. Rage on. Have a great day in the morning, and we'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.
Preston and Steve on 90.